sales on Lewis Tittle in Mangum. Jamie makes it easy to buy a great used car with 5 lenders available, and your new-to-you vehicle comes with a 3-month 4,500 GWC powertrain warranty. Talk about peace of mind. Remember Jamie's Auto in Mangum for your next vehicle purchase. And go Tigers!
When it comes to funeral homes, there are several to choose from. But choosing a funeral home that is locally owned offers the advantage of the local owners who are involved right here in the community, helping you during your time of need. Greer Funeral Home owners Carson and Stacy Van Zant are perfect examples of owners who offer that family-like connection that you'd expect from a friend and a neighbor. Greer Funeral Home in Mangum and Granite, providing dignity and respect.
Hi, Mangum Tiger fans. This is Jill Grauman with RE/MAX Property Place. If you need to buy or sell a property or a home in Mangum or anywhere in Greer County, just call me at 580-706-0259. You'll see lots of my signs around town because I get the results for my clients. I say, go Mangum Tigers.
Jill Grauman, RE/MAX Property Place. Always here, always helping.
Great food made fresh with the best ingredients possible under the direction of Chef George is what you'll find at the newly remodeled J&P Mexican Grill in Mangum. Now, if you haven't tried the Mexican and American favorites at J&P Mexican Grill, what are you waiting for? They're open Tuesday through Saturday for lunch, dinner, featuring homemade desserts. For takeout, call 580-706-5042 and like them on Facebook. J&P Mexican Grill in Mangum.
Hello, this is Ashley Slayton, family nurse practitioner with the JCMH Family Care Clinic in Mangum. We are friendly hometown folks and treat patients of all ages, newborns through adults, for wellness and sick visits, as well as management of chronic illnesses such as diabetes and high blood pressure. Call the clinic in Mangum at 580-782-3393 for an appointment today.
Jackson County Memorial Hospital.
The Mangum Tag Agency is easy to find at 108 East Pierce Street in Mangum. When you need license tags, registration, driver's license renewal, pipe passes, or real ID, Tom and Cynthia Clark are there for you, and they can help you at the Mangum Tag Agency at 580-782-3004, 782-3004.
We yell loud and proud because we love the Mangum Tigers. This is Lori Laughlin from Cattlemen's Bank, member FDIC. On and off the field, we support the Tigers through and through, because once you're a Tiger, you're always a Tiger. And Cattlemen's Bank is Tiger proud.
Mangum Golden Age Apartments offer HUD-approved housing for anyone 62 or older or on Social Security disability. They have 1 bedroom and efficiencies which include all bills paid, including Wi-Fi. Mangum Golden Age Apartments are located at 100 East Lincoln, right on the downtown square in Mangum. Call Brenda at 580-782-2452 for more information.
First National Bank and Trust is a proud supporter of Mangum Tiger Athletics. At First National Bank, supporting our schools and athletic programs is our top priority. We appreciate and support our community through and through. At First National Bank, you can hear us roar. Go Tigers! We wish you a season of great success. First National Bank and Trust Company, your bank for life. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
When you need auto repairs, save money and get it done right at Dwayne's Auto in Mangum. Dwayne's fixes flats, does brake jobs, turns rotors, alignments, that all-important air conditioning work, and general auto repair. If your car or truck isn't right, just head to Dwayne's Auto at 1205 North Lewis Tittle in Mangum. Call 782-5151. That's 782-5151. Mangum Tiger proud.
Well, hi again, everyone. Welcome to baseball on Classic Hits 97.7. The final affair of day number 1 of the Battle of the Big Bats Wooden Baseball Tournament here in Hobart. Bearcats losing the previous ball game here to Hydro Weekly. Final score there 10-0. And the final game of the night featuring your Mangum Tigers will be taking on the Blue Jays of Geronimo. And this one will be fun, no doubt, as we're playing with wooden bats. Again, we mentioned that, and we'll hear some bats being broken and sawed off here this evening as we play this final ball game. If you win, you come back and play at 8 o'clock tomorrow night. If you lose, you'll have to play in the afternoon in the consolation round. One team has dropped out, so they'll begin tournament play tomorrow at noon instead of 8 o'clock, or instead of 10 o'clock. Sandy Hopper Payne is watching us this evening. Jennifer Reisner says, let's go, boys. Charles Stowe is checked in. Our good friend Shane Hagee is watching. I said Hagee. Bob Tucker has joined us as well. Bob in his overalls and his cap as well. So looking forward to this one. And Mangum coming in 4-2 on the year. Picked up a couple of victories, or 5-2 on the year. Picked up a couple of victories earlier this week in ball games that we did here on Classic Hits 97.7, taking on a Geronimo team that is 1-8 on the season. But don't be deceived by that record. They have played a very stout schedule, and the big issue for them is scoring runs. So it'll be interesting to see how it goes tonight. The wind, as you know, howling all day today. Nothing different here this evening, blowing towards left center field. We've watched a couple of games here this afternoon and this evening. Obviously, if it goes to the right side, it simply dies in that wind. Anything to left center towards left will carry and carry quite well. It is 315 down the line, 350 to straightaway center, and 300 down the right field line. So there are your dimensions. Not a lot of grass out here at the ballpark, as you know, it's been that kind of year. Been difficult to grow grass. So it'll be interesting to see how the hops go here this afternoon, or actually this evening, in this ball game. The Blue Jays, under the direction of head coach Michael Womack, and Coach Womack was showing me pictures of his field. He's got ryegrass, and it's green, it's delightful, it's lovely, it's delicious. Unlike my grass in the front and back lawn at the hacienda, I've had to water to get mine the way it looks. He told me he's watered one time since February. They've had that many frequent rains over there in the Geronimo area, so fortunate indeed. And speaking of rain, they had a round of it earlier this afternoon here in Hobart. About 3 o'clock, a shower moved through, and Travis Reese was telling us he wasn't sure that they were going to be able to continue to play. It rained that hard for that long, but able to get through it. Joseph McCarthy will be on the bump this evening for the Blue Jays. His battery mate is Chase Brim. At first base, you'll find Weston Burt. Zayden Hudgens is the second baseman. Dakota Petit is at third. Ethan Silva, the shortstop. And the outfield from left to right, Royce Weger, Jaden Wallace, and Ethan Christ for this group from Geronimo. They are in their home white uniforms with the blue numerals and the blue trim. Meantime, Ashton Pride going to lead it off here this evening for Mangum. He'll be followed by Aiden Warner and then Nate Augustine. Middle third of the lineup, Mason Hoppengardner, Jackson Brooks, and Bo Anderson. And the bottom third is Jackson Reisner, Ashton Wetzel, and Mason Parker. So Pride, Warner, and Augustine, Hoppengardner, Brooks, and Anderson, Reisner, Wetzel, and Parker, the batting lineup for the Mangum Tigers. And again, they come in with a record of 5-2. Victories on the run rule by 12-4 against Sayre on Monday night, and then 19-7 against Hobart on Tuesday. Swing and a miss by Pride, and we are underway. 0-1 on Ashton. Of course, today marked the beginning of Major League Baseball in my beloved Royals, losing the season opener at Kaufman 2-0 to the Minnesota Twins. 0-1 offering on the way here. Pride ticks it foul back to the screen, and it's 0-2. Silva working quickly and throwing hard. Mangum in their camouflage gear, orange with gray and black camouflage, and the gray slacks, or trousers, as they say. Pitch outside here, and Pride looks at a ball 1-2. We had a chance to visit with Ashton earlier, and the eye has healed up quite nicely. It looks pretty good now. It looked rough for a while. 1-2 offering here, swing and a miss, and Pride caught on strikes as he couldn't catch up with a high heat. One gone here in inning number 1. Hey, how are you doing, buddy? So that'll bring to the plate Aiden Warner. You're Mr. Ty Harmon, aren't you?
I am not.
Oh, you're not? No, I couldn't see you out of the corner of my eye. Okay, good to see you, sir. Everything okay up here?
Yeah, I just had to turn off the speaker.
Oh, okay. All right. All right, take care, buddy. So Warner steps in, looks at his strike, and he's down the count 0-1. Boy, bailing big time on that one. Aiden fanned in it, and now it's 0-2 on Warner. So McCarthy been around home plate a whole bunch here in the early going for this group from Geronimo. 0-2 pitch, called strike 3. 2 batters, 2 strikeouts for McCarthy. 2 up, 2 down. That one backwards K in your book if you're scoring along at home, or if you're like Keith Oberman and by yourself. Nate Augustine now will step in. Augustine, the shortstop this evening for the Tigers. So, compact pitcher, McCarthy, and he is throwing heat, throwing strikes early on. That one a little inside for a ball, 1-0 on Augustine. You kind of get the idea that maybe, just maybe, McCarthy is the ace of the staff. There's a swing and a miss through the fastball. Augustine, 1-1 now on Nate. And of the 3 games we have done here this afternoon, by far, McCarthy throwing harder than anybody else. 1-1 pitch, curveball a little bit outside, and the count will go to 2-1 now on Augustine. And he's been he's the only batter, in fact, that's been ahead in the count. 2-1 on Nate. McCarthy's pitch on the way here, upstairs for a ball, 3-1. By the way, our good friend Blank Crawford checking in. Blank celebrating a birthday earlier this week. He's around Fox's age, isn't he? 3-1 offering on the way here. Called strike. And the count will go full now on Augustine at 3-2. And the home plate umpire apparently felt like he was showed up by Augustine because Nate was on his way to first base. And the umpire went into a strike pose as though that was strikeout number 3. And there is strikeout number 3. So some clairvoyance on the part of the home plate umpire after the naked gun dance behind home plate. Mangum goes quietly in the first. 3 up, 3 down, all gone on strikeouts. We played a half inning. Mangum nothing. Geronimo coming to bat. And we are Classic Hits 97.7.
333 Dental Care in Mangum is the dental practice of Dr. Dustin Lively. His experience, skill, and compassion go together when providing exceptional, up-to-date patient care. Dr. Lively and his team of professionals are proud to help you with the best dental care possible, along with preventive care that will result in a beautiful, long-lasting smile. Call 580-782-2552 or visit the team at 333 Dental Care. They support the Mangum Tigers and Lady Tigers.
Fresh floral arrangements created here in Mangum are the hallmark of owner Darla Hately at Flowers Unlimited. Remember that fresh flowers are a very personal and special gift that is so cherished when delivered for birthdays and anniversaries. She might say, "You shouldn't have," but she'll be delighted. Flowers Unlimited. Call local at 580-782-2122. That's 782-2122. Flowers Unlimited in Mangum.
The Mangum Star News has been serving southwest Oklahoma since 1887. No wonder when folks want to know what's happening, they grab the Mangum Star News. Today, the paper is just as proud as ever to serve you online, in your mailbox, or at a store near you. The Mangum Star News.
Go to the bottom half of inning number 1, and on the bump for Mangum, Ashton Pride, his battery mate Jackson Brooks. Mason Parker is at first base. Bo Anderson at second. Mason Hoppengardner is the third baseman. And Nate Augustine at shortstop. The outfield from left to right, Jackson Reisner, Aiden Warner, and Aston Wetzel for Mangum. Royce Werger will lead off the ball game for this group from Geronimo. He is a sophomore. Weston Burke bats second. Joseph McCarthy will hit third. The middle third of the lineup, Dakota Petit, Jaden Wallace, and Chase Brim. And then the bottom third, Ethan Silva, Zayden Hudgens, and Ethan Christ. So Werger will step in. And the first pitch on the way from Ashton Pride. Down low for a ball, 1-0. Saw Ashton in Tuesday night's victory. Another pitch a little bit low for a ball. In the count 2-0 now on Werger. Play here in the bottom half of inning number 1 of the Battle of the Big Bats tournament. Wooden bats for sale down below as well. Had a fascinating conversation with the representative here, ball 3 upstairs. And if you're coming to the ballpark the next 3 days for this tournament, even if you don't buy a bat, talk to the gentleman who is the representative selling those wooden bats, because he's got some fascinating stories. Pitch down, well, that's called strike. 3-1 the call. So earlier in the sequence, that was a ball, but Royce Werger says, okay. Sophomore ahead in the count, though, 3-1. Here's the pitch on the way from Pride. Strike 2 is the call, and it goes full 3-2. So our home plate umpire is into histrionics, rather demonstrative on his calls as well. Pride's payoff pitch on the way here. Ball 4, runner aboard here in inning number 1 for the Blue Jays. By the way, Debbie Smith Pride said that when Ashton was struggling on the bump Tuesday night, he was reminiscent of his father and not her. She continues to contend that she is the athlete in the family. You and I both know better. So Weston Burke will step in. Burke is the first baseman for this group from Geronimo. First pitch to him, called strike, the count 0-1 on Burke. Werger, a short lead over there at first base. And Pride, a middle infielder, and I've always said, there's a throw over, I've always said that middle infielders on a high school level, and maybe even at the collegiate level, but if you're a middle infielder by trade and then you also pitch, you usually have a better move than most. Swing and a miss here, threw the fastball right on by him. They'll throw down behind the runner, but Werger is back safely, and the count on Burke is 0-2. And the reason I say that is because middle infielders, they've got to have that footwork around the bag, right? Around second base. If you play shortstop or second base, it helps them tremendously on the mound. Tommy Tucker has joined us. Hello, Tommy. How are you? Throw over to first base, and Werger is back easily. Jenna Scott has checked into the broadcast booth, and so has Jennifer Allen. Late night baseball on a Thursday. You got to love it. 0-2 pitch here, and it gets away from Brooks and goes all the way to the fence. That will allow Werger to get into scoring position. It's got to be a wild pitch, doesn't it? So Werger at second, nobody out. And the count on Weston Burke now 1-2. And Joseph McCarthy waits in the on-deck circle. And McCarthy, of course, or McCarty, actually, isn't it? That is McCarthy, okay. McCarthy struck out the side against Mangum in the top half of the inning. There's a delayed called strike on the Uncle Charlie. Weston Burke got on strikes. Backwards K in your book, one down. And here comes McCarthy. So we've had 4 outs recorded in the first inning and a third, and all have been on strikeouts. McCarthy, now the pitcher for the Blue Jays, will step in. Runner at second. That is Werger. He walked to begin the ball game for Geronimo. McCarthy taking his time getting in. Now here comes Pride. He will get sent. The first pitch on the way down low, knocked down nicely by Jackson Brooks. Really enjoyed our conversation with Michael Womack. Nice young man, and enjoyed him. Tommy, we appreciate the comments, buddy. Always good to have you alongside. And the 1-0 pitch on the way here, upstairs for a ball, 2-0. By the way, we saw Danielle last night. She was one of many who ate yesterday at Jersey Mike's in Ounces, and all the money that was raised went to the Children's Advocacy Center in Ounces, the Booker Center. Ball gets away from Brooks. There goes the runner, and Jackson can't find the baseball. Safe at third base will be Werger. So some small ball going on right now for this group from Geronimo. And the count, by the way, on McCarthy now, 3-0. But again, thousands, and I would have to say thousands of people ate yesterday at Jersey Mike's and raised thousands upon thousands of dollars. And we cannot thank you folks enough. 3-0 pitch on the way here. That's a called strike, and it's 3-1. What did not go unnoticed for me, and I stood in line for about 45 minutes for my sandwich last night, but if you were there and didn't show gratitude to the staff at Jersey Mike's, you need to go back and do so because those people worked their butts off. Snap throw over to third base. They tried to get Werger leaning the wrong way. Ashton put it right on the glove of Hoppengardner, but give credit to Werger. He got in there safely. But again, that crew at Jersey Mike's, they deserve a lot of credit. That one's rolled into the Geronimo dugout, and the count will go full 3-2. Just underway here, inning number 1. Mangum came up empty in their half of the first. By the way, if you're wondering about who's home, who's visitor, they flip a coin. So Pride now with one out and one on. A payoff pitch to the third place hitter from Geronimo. And that is hit. Looping line drive knocked down by Augustine behind the bag, but he can't corral it. And the run will score from third base. That ball hit off the end of the wooden bat. And to take a phrase from Mr. Funky Cold Medina, that had a Funky Cold Medina spin on it. And I think maybe Nate also peeking just a little bit to see if he was going to be able to fire back to third base and get the runner. And in the meantime, couldn't hold on to the baseball, so safe is McCarthy. And that'll go E6. And the first run of the ball game for Geronimo. Geronimo has had difficulty in most of their ball games scoring runs, and they jump on top here. Dakota Petit steps in, and Dakota takes a healthy cut at pitch number 1, swings through the fastball, 0-1 on Petit. And Dakota, I mean, he's not a chip off the old block. He's the whole woodpile. This is a big old kid now. They don't play football at Geronimo, but if they did, he'd be one of my first picks. Wind continuing to howl. It will tonight into tomorrow. Finally supposed to settle down into Saturday. Pitch upstairs to Petit, 1-1. You can look out there at the field umpire, and when the wind really gets jacked up, his trouser legs are flapping in the breeze. Short lead at first base for McCarthy. 1 out, 1 on, and a run across. There goes the runner, swing and a miss. And ball gets away from Jackson, and Brooks will not make a throw wisely. The count on Petit is 1-2. Stolen base for McCarthy. So he's in scoring position with only one gone here in the first. See if Pride can get an out here. Curveball that did not turn over, and it'll level the count at 2-2. That crosswind, it may be a little bit hard to get the spin on the off-speed pitches that you're looking for. Fastball in the dirt, runs the count full, 3-2. Pitchers will tell you when the wind is blowing in their face, they love it. It makes that ball dance as they deliver it to home plate. It was weird driving up here from Altus. It was just a quiet ride with that wind at our back. Cold strike 3 on the delayed count, and Petit gone on strikes. Dakota, the second strikeout of the inning, both of the backwards K variety. Now Jaden Wallace will step in. Wallace, the center fielder for Geronimo. Still down at second base is Joseph McCarthy. So 2 gone now. And again, the theme continues. We've had 5 outs recorded in the first inning and 2/3, and all 5 have been via strikeout. So here goes Pride. And Tommy Pride, first pitch swinging, strike on Jaden Wallace, 0-1 on Wallace. Tommy Pride had a conversation with catcher Jackson Brooks. I don't know, Jackson having a hard time picking up the baseball or what that was about, but that was a coaching up moment there. Jackson kind of seems like he may be a little bit out of sorts. Swing and a miss there. Fastball right on by Wallace, and it's 0-2 on Jaden. So now Ashton a pitch away from getting out of the inning with only 1 run. Bottom half of inning number 1, and Geronimo with a 1-0 lead. Pitch down low. McCarthy off to third. Throw in time. They got him. A bang play over at third base. Great tag by Hoppengardner. And McCarthy slid into it. So he is retired 2-5, and the inning comes to an end. But not before this group from Geronimo scores first. They get 1 run on no hits. There were a couple of walks, an error, and nobody left on board. At the end of 1, it is 1-0 Geronimo over Mangum, and we are Classic Hits 97.7.
Blair Tire and Feed on the corner of Highway 283 and 19 is your certified Firestone tire dealer and also a proud supporter of the Mangum Tigers and Lady Tigers. When you need tires, we're specialty trained and equipped to take care of you. Lyle Shaw and his crew at Blair Tire and Feed wish the Tigers lots of luck in today's game. And always remember, play smart, play safe, play hard, and play with pride. And good luck from everyone at Blair Tire and Feed on the corner of Highway 283 and 19 in Blair, Oklahoma.
Folks in Mangum know what to do when they need to quench a thirst, curb a hunger attack, or cool down with an ice cream. They just make the Loop at 918 North Lewis Tittle in Mangum. The Loop, supporting the Mangum Tigers and Lady Tigers.
Something you should know about the Kendall Law Office. The Kendall Law Office is family-owned and local. They use up-to-date technology to ensure their productivity provides timely service to clients, and this always includes client access to our firm via email and text. Corey Kendall is experienced, hardworking, and honest. He always puts the client first, and all efforts are focused on the client's best interest. The Kendall Law Office, locations in Altus and Mangum.
Back at Fred Gray Stadium in Hobart. Final game of the night, the Battle of the Big Bats Wooden Baseball Tournament. As Mangum and Geronimo hooked up in a good one here on this Thursday evening. Pleasure to have you alongside. Friday's generally a light day of work for yours truly, and given the hour that this one will end, I'm grateful for that. So coming to home plate for Mangum here in their half of inning number 2, it will be the fourth place hitter, Mason Hoppengardner. He'll be followed by Jackson Brooks and then Bo Anderson. Swing and a miss, and McCarthy pick it up where he left off in inning number 1. Blazing fastballs, 0-1 on Hoppengardner. McCarthy, very compact delivery. We love that. Cold strike 2 on Hoppengardner. You know, that was one thing, and I realize that the money that we pay Major League Baseball players is exorbitant nowadays, and folks are wanting to protect their investments and protect those arms. 0-2 pitch outside for a ball, 1-2. But, you know, back in the day when guys threw 300 innings a year, you know, a lot of it was because of their delivery. And you look at a guy like Nolan Ryan, who threw hard his entire career. 1-2 pitch on the way here, upstairs for a ball, 2-2. But he had that compact delivery. Kept everything in. The arm wasn't flying out. And that was one of the reasons why his arm lasted so long. Man, he's just a tough old bird. 2-2 pitch on the way here. Hoppengardner got a piece of it, but holding on to it is catcher Chase Brim for out number 1. So 4 batters and 4 strikeouts for Mangum here in the early going. That'll bring Jackson Brooks to the plate. Jackson, the catcher, this evening for Mangum. Doobie Torres has checked in. Doobie. Says, way to go, boys. First pitch on the way here. Inside, and it almost got him. And the count 1-0 on Jackson. By the way, speaking of the Doobies, 50th anniversary concert tour. Did I see that? Is that correct? I have to check that out, find out if they are going to be anywhere nearby. I had the opportunity back in 2018 to see them with Steely Dan at Starlight Theater in Kansas City. That was some good stuff. 1-0 on Jackson Brooks. Giant mosquito landing on my scorebook. This one fouled it out of play on the right side. 1-1 now on Jackson. The most disheartening story, though, that night at Starlight, 1-1 pitch on the way here. Jackson couldn't wait long enough on the off-speed pitch. Out in front, 1-2. I was standing in line to get a concert T-shirt. You got to do that, right? You go to a concert, you got to get a T-shirt. 1-2 pitch on the way here from McCarthy. Outside for a ball, 2-2. And a young boy, I don't know, in his 20s, I guess, he looked at me and said, "Sir, that T-shirt up there that has the number 19 on it and hay above it, what does that mean?" Swing and a miss. Strikeout number 5 this evening for Joseph McCarthy. He's faced 5 batters and struck out all 5. 2 gone now for Mangum in their half of inning number 2. And I looked at him and I said, "Well, young man, I got to be honest with you. What that means is you've lost your rock and roll card. If you don't know, Steely Dan sang the song Hey 19. Bo Anderson now will step in. Anderson looks at a pitch for a strike, and it's 0-1 on Bo. And I know that if you listen to Classic Hits 97.7 on a regular basis, you know that Steely Dan and Hey 19 plays on the airwaves. Bo, healthy cut, got a piece of it, but right into the glove of Brim for strike number 2. 0-2 on Anderson. And Joseph McCarthy is a pitch away from striking out the side in his first 2 innings of work. 0-2 offering, Uncle Charlie not in the house. That one a bit inside for ball 1, 1-2. McCarthy is senior, and he has been a horse early on for the Blue Jays. Fastball, cold strike 3, and the inning will come to an end. And just like inning number 1, Mangum gone on strikeouts here in the second. 1, 2, 3. They go quietly into the night. We'll go to the bottom of the second. No score. Mangum and Geronimo. We're Classic Hits 97.7.
Friends, it's important to take care of your eyes, so make an appointment soon with Dr. Michael Geiger in Altus, Seth Geiger in Frederick, and Bryce Geiger in Elgin, and a new addition to our staff, Dr. Maddie Rhodes. The Geigers are professionals and very good at what they do. Geiger Eye Care is proud to support youth and sponsor sporting events. They encourage you to attend all the events you can and be involved with our youth. Geiger Eye Care, Michael and Maddie in Altus, Seth and Frederick, and Bryce in Elgin. Make an appointment soon with Geiger Eye Care, Altus, Frederick, and Elgin.
We are a community of ongoing legacy and tradition. This is Lori Laughlin from Cattleman's Bank, member FDIC. We are so proud of the continued success of the Mangum Tigers on and off the field. Good luck on another exciting sports season, Tigers. Cattleman's Bank is behind you all the way.
Greer County Farm Bureau agents Mickey Lively and Rod Calhoun support high school sports. Mickey and Rod offer insurance for property, auto, casualty, life, commercial, and crop insurance. They're ready to serve you at 231 North Oklahoma in Mangum. Call 580-782-3827.
So I got a proverbial amen from the congregation, specifically Lisa Wilson, in reviewing the Doobie Brothers and, of course, Steely Dan. And she said, and she's so right, when music was good. It's ironic. I'm driving up here this evening from Altus, and on the iTunes, Boston More Than a Feeling comes on, and it takes me back 1977, and I'm in my 1969 Cougar, listening to the 8-track tape of Boston and their first musical foray. And was that not just a great album from start to finish? Not a bad song on the entire album, or if you were listening in your car on the 8-track tape. Oh, my goodness. You know, and what's scary is to think that I was 17 and listening to that. Now I'm 62 and still jamming to the same songs. Crazy stuff. Jaden Wallace will lead it off here in inning number 2 for Geronimo. Wallace was at the plate when Dakota Petit Dakota was at the plate, and Wallace was at the plate, and Joseph McCarthy tried to steal third base, and he got thrown out. So the inning came to an end, and Wallace will step back in. He was down in the count 0-2. That's what we were trying to get out against Ashton Pride when the bang-bang play took place at third base. So he will lead it off here in the second. First pitch swinging and a miss, 0-1. Wallace threw the fastball. Chase Brim and Ethan Silva due up here in inning number 2 for this group from Geronimo. And you love the crispness of this game, right? I mean, you're playing country hardball. Pitcher getting up there throwing fastballs. Hit it if you can. We'll see what happens. That went down low to Wallace, 1-1. And again, not to be critical, but we were watching the other games, and I mean, one of the games is 8-0, and the team that is trailing is trying to keep runners close. And that's just a philosophy I don't understand. Just go get the guy at the plate when you're down 8-0. Pitch downstairs here to Wallace, 2-1. I digress. Baseball is such an intellectual game. It's the game within the game. 2-1 pitch on the way here. Outside for a ball. And the count 3-1 now. So Pride going to have to bring something around home plate. My mother and sister, after a while, refused to go to Royals baseball games with me back in the day because I was analyzing. they wanted to socialize. That one back to the screen. Boy, I tell you what, Wallace had a good cut. And just off of it, 3-2. So the count full now on Wallace here in inning number 2. Geronimo on top 1-0. No hits on the board yet. Mangum a walk and an error led to the first run of the ball game for either club. There's a fastball on the outer half for strike 3, and the trend continues. Jaden Wallace gone on strikes. That is strikeout number 3 now for Ashton Pride. And how about this? All 3 for Ashton have been of the backwards K variety. So Chase Brim now will step in. Brim is the catcher for this group from Geronimo. So just to keep you up to date, we've played now, an inning and a third. And we've got a total of 9 strikeouts. Yeah. Oh, unbelievable. Swinging a miss here, Brim. And at some point, it kind of becomes, a little bit of a, machismo type thing, right? I mean, that's what baseball is. It's testosterone and machismo and one-upmanship. 0-1 pitch on the way here. Swinging a miss, and it's 0-2. You got McCarthy out there throwing strikes and striking out the side in the first 2 frames against Mangum. Ashton Pride's kind of like, okay, let's see what I got. 0-2 pitch on the way here. Good job that time by Brim to keep the at-bat alive as he was able to just kind of nudge that one foul back to the screen. And it will stay 0-2. 0-2 pitch on the way here. Overthrew that one. Outside for a ball, 1-2. It's been a great game so far, and there's just not a lot of folks here. It's a shame. Hope that there's a lot of folks on the internet and a lot of folks on radio. So the count 1-2 on Brim. Nobody aboard. 1 gone here in the second. Geronimo on top 1-0. Swinging a miss. There's another strikeout for Ashton Pride. That's the first swinging strikeout. His 5th of the ball, or check that, 4th of the ball game. 2 gone now for Ethan Silva. Silva, the shortstop for this group from Geronimo. So far, 1 ball has been put in play, and it was muffed. Called strike there. Silva showed bunt, pulled the bat back. And the arm slot, the footwork for Ashton Pride that was off kilter on Tuesday night has been discovered here on Thursday. 0-1 pitch on the way. A little bit high for a ball. The count level at 1-1. Our home plate umpire a little bit laconic in his calls, and so we have to delay every once in a while. There's a called strike. The count 1-2 now on Silva. And there may be those that complain about that actually being out of the zone, but I will give the home plate umpire credit. He has called that through the first couple of innings. 1-2 pitch on the way here. Pride went off speed. Good job by Silva to stay on it. Ticket foul. It'll say 1-2. Some early headlines for the Major League Baseball season. I see where Aaron Judge, can he go back-to-back with 50-plus home runs, hit number 1 on day number 1 of the Major League Baseball season for the Yankees. 1-2 pitch here. That one off speed, slipped out of the hands of Ashton. It'll level the count at 2-2. I think we had a couple of pitch clock violations. Games moving along quicker than they have because of those timing mechanisms that had been put in place to speed up the game. Bigger bases. 2-2 pitch on the way here. And Ashton overthrew that one. And it's run the count full now on Silva at 3-2. So Ashton, see if he can't right the ship here. He and Silva in a good matchup. And the payoff pitch on the way to the shortstop, ball 4. Try to get a little extra giddy up on that one. And it went to the outside. So the inning stays alive for Zayden Hutchins. Hutchkins is the second baseman for Geronimo. They've got a runner aboard. It's their third base runner of the ball game. 2 gone here in the second. Hudgens nubbed that one foul. Good job of protecting the plate there by Satan. And the count 0-1 on the junior. One pitch. Home plate umpire shaking his head no and pointing to the outside for ball 1-1. And again, if you're Pride, obviously you want to get out of the inning right here. I mean, the ninth place hitter in the on-deck circle, and you don't want to start off the top of an inning with the top of the order, especially when that's the guy that's coming around and scored the only run of the ball game. 2-1 pitch on the way here. Down low for ball 3-1. So Ashton now, after singing a song, found himself falling down in the count last 2 batters. And again, the bottom third of the order, and this is really where you got to bear down. 3-1 pitch on the way here. Curve ball, did it break over the plate? It did. And the count full 3-2. I hope the camera angle is, for those of you watching online, I hope the camera is doing it justice when it comes to the home plate umpire. I'm telling you, there's Naked Gun's going to break out any time, and Leslie Nielsen's going to come umpire. Swing and a miss here. Ball gets away momentarily. Throw down to first, and a nice pick by Mason Parker for out number 3. So the inning will come to a close. No runs, no hits, a walk. A runner left on board. We have played 2, and it's Geronimo 1, Mangum nothing on Classic Hits 97.7.
If you started college but haven't finished, you may feel like your story is already written. Remember, you're the author, and where your story goes from here is up to you. Finish your degree with Reach Higher at Western Oklahoma State College. Reach Higher can put you on a program path designed to help you earn your associate degree from Western. Start writing your next chapter today. Visit wosc.edu/reach to find out how. Reach Higher with Western Oklahoma State College. Call 580-477-7742.
Mangum Brick Company has been operating since the early 1900s. They're the largest private employer in Greer County. Mangum Brick is proud to support high school athletics radio broadcasts. And if you know of someone looking for work, always check with Mangum Brick, as they may be hiring.
Everyone wants to be on a winning team. That's why Great Plains Bank is a proud supporter of the Tigers. No matter what life may throw at you, Great Plains Bank has the play drawn up, and we're ready to go into overtime to win your business. What makes Great Plains Bank different is that we will make the extra push to get you to the goal line. When it comes to your family's finances, every play counts. So pick a teammate you can trust. We want you on our team because with customers like you, we are greater together. Great Plains Bank, member FDIC and equal housing lender.
Numbers 7, 8, 9 due up for Mangum here in their half of inning number 3. And again, they are the visitors on the scoreboard. Jackson Reisner, Ashton Wetzel, and Mason Parker due up. In the frame of the first pitch, bunted back to the street. 0-1 on Reisner. Been a gem of a performance so far for both pitchers, and McCarthy has a slight edge over Pride as he has faced 6 and struck out 6. 0-1 offering on the way here. And handcuffed the catcher. Yeah, it's 1-1 now on Jackson Reisner. By the way, Dakota Petit, the third baseman, pretty much shaking hands with Reisner as the pitch is being delivered. I mean, Dakota, they're going to check his reflexes here. 1-1 pitch on the way. Reisner showed bunt and bunted through it, and it's 1-2 now on Jackson. So you're going to have to hack away now. You bunt and it goes foul. Obviously, it's a strikeout. 1-2 offering here. Little nubber out in front of home plate. McCarthy gets it, sets, fires to first in time, and a bang play. Well, I tell you what, you saw the athleticism there of McCarthy as he exploded off the mound, went and got the baseball and then threw a rocket down to first base. Reisner runs extremely well, and if McCarthy doesn't make the play, there's no way that the catcher is going to throw him out, or, for that matter, the third baseman, Dakota Petit. So one gone here. That one sailed inside and nearly ate Wetzel up. 1-0 on Ashton. So Mangum finally puts the ball into play. 1-0 offering on the way here. On the ground towards short. Couple of hops. Silva, long throw, and bobbled at first base and dropped now by Burke, and safe will be Wetzel. So good things happen when you put the ball in play, and Mangum has their first base runner of the ball game. That'll bring Mason Parker to the plate. Parker down opportunity with Wetzel over at first base. McCarthy, maybe they're beginning to catch up with him just a little bit. First pitch on the way, downstairs. Good job by Parker to lay off the pitch, and it's 1-0. Top of the order, Ashton Pride waiting in the on-deck circle. Mangum down 1-0. And again, Dakota Petit way in at third base, expecting a bunt by Parker. Mason rolling between the shortstop and third baseman. He can run for days. Now in a pickle, and a throw, and a high throw will allow a headfirst slide for Wetzel into second base. He is safe. They had him picked off, but the throw from Weston Burke was high. Silva put the tag down, but not before the headfirst slide put Wetzel in scoring position with one gone. And so now Parker a golden opportunity. Count 1-0 on Mason. Just look to put something in play here. Pitch downstairs for a ball, 1-1. Or actually 2-0, isn't it? Yeah, 2-0 on Mason Parker. Ashton Wetzel out at second base. Bench becoming alive now for Mangum. That one, boy, I tell you what, good hack there by Parker. He was on that one, just missed it, and fouled it back to the screen, 2-1. Hall, let me tell you, my good buddy Brian Bingham has joined us in the broadcast booth. Coach Bingham, good to have you alongside, buddy. The basketball and softball coach at Mangum, proud father of Easton. Pitch outside for a ball. Parker ahead in the count, 3-1. So Mason can be selective here. You got the top of the order waiting in the on-deck circle. Mason can look for something here, and if he doesn't like it, the umpire make the call. 3-1 pitch on the way. Had an ocean laid off it, and it's ball 4. Good job by Parker. Showed good discipline there. So Mason's at first. Ashton is at second. And here's Ashton Pride coming to the plate. Before he does, and Coach Michael Womack going to come out and have a conversation with his right-hander. And McCarthy, who just, mowed it down Mangum. The first 6 hitters he faced struck all 6 out. Gave up a ground out to Jackson Reiser to begin the inning. And again, if it wasn't for the athleticism of McCarthy, the bases would be loaded. He bounded off the mound and chased down a ball that just died out in the dirt and threw a rocket over to first base and got the speedy Jackson Reiser by a step. So Ashton Wetzel at second, Mason Parker at first, and here's Ashton Pride, who struck out his first time around. Mangum trying to even this ball game up. They trail 1-0. As Geronimo scored in their half of inning number 1 without the benefit of a hit. So all kinds of activity going on now. Mangum and Geronimo at a pitch downstairs to Ashton Pride, 1-0 on Ashton. And again, this is a huge outfield here in Hobart. And if you put one in the gap, you are going to run for days. 1-0 pitch. Pride had a notion. Pitch upstairs for a ball. And it's 2-0 on Ashton. So now he can look for something in his wheelhouse. Royce Weger is rather shallow in left. deep in center field is Jaden Wallace. And a pitch at the feet of Pride for ball 3, 3-0 on Ashton. And I don't think in this tight of a ball game, the way the pitching has been, I don't think you turn him loose here. I think he takes all the way. 3-0 offering on the way from McCarthy. He is taking all the way. They'll throw down to first base. And now headed towards third on the throw and going in, standing up, will be Wetzel. Well, I'm not sure about that. Ashton had a big lead at second base, had that secondary lead that they talk about. And the minute they threw down to first base, he was off. Now going from the stretch is McCarthy, so that allows the runner to take off. And strike 2 going to be delivered to Pride. The count full 3-2, but it did allow Mason Parker to go to second base because McCarthy went from the full windup. He didn't go from the stretch. So here we go. Runners at second and third. One gone in the third. 3-2 pitch. Pride, ball 4, bases loaded. And again, because of the concrete, because of the metal framing around here, it doesn't take a lot of people to make a lot of noise. So this is fun stuff. Here's Aiden Warner. Warner struck out looking his first time around. Bases loaded, one gone. We play here in inning number 3. Mangum down by a run, 1-0. Great speed on the base pass for the Tigers. Pitch on the way. And a fly ball left field. Going back is Wigner. It's over his head. It will roll to the wall. Here comes one run. Falling and rounding third is Mason. He will get up and score. Chugging into third base is Parker. And a stand-up 2-run double for Aiden Warner. Boy, Warner got that one up in the jet stream, and it just continued to carry. Pride had to be careful and not venture too far off the bag because it looked like Royce Weger may be able to track that one down, and then they got over his head, went all the way to the fence, and Pride wound up at third. How about Mason Parker falling around third base, scrambling to his feet and getting back to score? First pitch swinging here, Nate Augustine, 0-1 on Augustine. So Mangum with 2 across in the inning, and they're not done yet. Well, I tell you what, great job of hitting there by Warner. Got a pitch up in his eyes, and he went with it and tagged it. Augustine lifts one on the right side, calling for it in foul territory is the first baseman Weston Burke for out number 2. Nate tried to go the other way that time and couldn't get enough bat on the ball, so 2 gone now for Mason Hoppengardner. Hoppengardner a chance to drive home a couple of runs with 2 gone here in inning number 3. Mangum on top 2-1. Casey Kroom going to have a quick conversation coaching up Mason. Had a chance to visit with him this afternoon, and I'm telling you, you shake his hand, and it's like you're putting it in a vice. I mean, you better shake back hard or he will crush it. Plain and simple. Strong hands for the young man. Swing and a miss here. Well, maybe got a piece of it. He did ticket foul as he got back to the screen. 0-1 on Hoppengardner. But he does, man. They're just big and thick and powerful. And you, like I say, you better squeeze back. You give him the dead fish hand, and your fish is going to be, never come back. 0-1 count on Mason. 2 gone here in the third. Mangum trying to add to their 2-1 lead. Hoppengardner out in front of the off-speed pitch. It is 0-2. Mason really anxious on that swing, and the head flew out big time. Now you got to shorten up, just put something in play. 0-2 pitch on the way. Little ground ball towards third base. Petit will set, sidearm over to first, and the inning will come to an end. But Mangum cracks the scoring column here in inning number 3. As the Tigers come up with 2 runs on a couple of hits. There was a walk, a stolen base, an error, and 2 runners left on board. At the end of 2.5, it's Mangum 2 And Geronimo 1. We're Classic Hits 97.7.
Triad Home Health in Mangum is locally owned and offers nursing, physical therapy, occupational, wound care, IV therapy, and more. All administered by people who go above and beyond for you. Phone Triad Home Health today at 580-782-5800. That's 782-5800.
Around here, we say go Tigers. This is Jacob Gilner from Cattlemen's Bank, member FDIC. We love our Mangum Tigers, so suit up in your best and brightest orange, and we will see you at the games. Cattlemen's Bank is Tiger proud.
Hi, I'm Anna with Dapper 14 Boutique at 209 North Oklahoma in Mangum. I would like to wish everyone a Happy New Year and invite you to visit our store. We feature clothing and accessories in all sizes for all ages. Start the new year off right with something special from Dapper 14. Come see us or visit us on Facebook or at dapyr14.com.
Jamie's Auto is proud to sponsor Mangum Tiger sports coverage. When you need a new-to-you reliable vehicle, always remember to visit Jamie's Auto Sales on Lewis Tittle in Mangum. Jamie makes it easy to buy a great used car with 5 lenders available, and your new-to-you vehicle comes with a 3-month 4,500 GWC powertrain warranty. Talk about peace of mind. Remember Jamie's Auto in Mangum for your next vehicle purchase. And go Tigers!
When it comes to funeral homes, there are several to choose from. But choosing a funeral home that is locally owned offers the advantage of the local owners who are involved right here in the community, helping you during your time of need. Greer Funeral Home owners Carson and Stacy Van Zant are perfect examples of owners who offer that family-like connection that you'd expect from a friend and a neighbor. Greer Funeral Home in Mangum and Granite, providing dignity and respect.
Bottom half of inning number 3 about to unfold on Classic Hits 97.7. Mangum, a couple of runs in the top half of the frame, and they lead it 2-1. And it'll be numbers 9, 1, and 2 due for Geronimo in their half of the 3rd inning. Mentioned earlier that they did get a rain shower that moved through at about 3 o'clock this afternoon here in Hobart, and apparently rained fairly heavily for a brief amount of time. And there's a lot of dampness in the air, and they did water the field in between ball games, and the dirt still has yet to completely dry. And so Ashton Pride had to spend part of that time cleaning his cleats. First pitch here called strike to Ethan Christ. Christ, the right fielder this evening for the Blue Jays. He's down in the count 0-1. And again, if you weren't aware, they are playing with wooden bats in this tournament. Why you're hearing a different sound when the bat comes off, or the ball comes off the bat. Pitch downstairs here for a ball, 1-1. Now, through the first couple of innings, you didn't hear anything but the glove being popped by the baseball as both pitchers were throwing nothing but strikeouts. 1-1 offering on the way here. A little bit inside for a ball, and the count 2-1. So the home plate umpire has given the outside pitch throughout the course of the evening. The inside pitch, not so much. And again, Jackson Brooks had set up over the outer half of the plate. 2-1 offering here. A little bit low for a ball, and the count 3-1. Boy, if you're Pride, you do not want to walk the 9th place hitter to begin the inning. Not if your club is giving you the lead. So Ashton got to find a way to coax Ethan Christ into swinging the bat. 3-1 pitch on the way here, and there is a cold strike. And again, nothing against Christ, but it just doesn't look like he is eager at all to swing the bat, and he does it, and he strikes out. So a good job that time by Pride to come back and bear down and get the strikeout. Jumped out to a 0-1 margin and then gave up 3 balls in a row, and then back-to-back strikeouts, or strikes rather, for the strikeout. That is his, 6th already of the ball game? Is that right? Yeah, 6 strikeouts already in 2 1/3 innings worth of work. So back to the top we go. Royce Werger, who has scored the only run of the ball game for Geronimo, rolls this one on the ground. That bat is broken. Hoppengardner will field fire and get out number 2 of the inning. I hope you were able to hear that. That bat shattering. Take a page from Mick of the Boys, the Rolling Stones, shattered Shadooby, and that bat will be retired. Oh, my goodness. So 2 up, 2 gone here in inning number 3 for Geronimo. That'll bring Weston Burke to the plate. Burke 0 for 1. He struck out looking his first time around. Bases empty, 2 gone in the third. Pride gets a swing and a miss, and it's 0-1 on Weston Burke. By the way, if you're wondering where my sidekick is, my tag team partner, Michael Chad Fox, apparently he's doing a little tower work. To the tower, Rapunzel. The tower. Thank you, airplane. 0-1 pitch, snubbed on the right side, and that will twist foul, and the count 0-2. By the way, Little League season not that far away. Let me remind fans and coaches and players, until the ball comes to rest or someone has touched it in foul territory, the ball is still live. Thank you. Umpires need to remember that as well. Nothing irritates me more. Some of the fields that we play Little League games on, it might start foul and come back towards second base. Swing and a miss here, and the ball was in the dirt, and the throw in the dirt as well. But a good pick by the first baseman Mason Parker for the second time in as many innings to get the third out of the frame. So Geronimo will go 1, 2, 3 in the bottom half of the third. We'll go to the top of the fourth with Mangum on top, 2-1. This is Classic Hits 97.7.
Hi, Mangum Tiger fans. This is Jill Grauman with RE/MAX Property Place. If you need to buy or sell a property or a home in Mangum or anywhere in Greer County, just call me at 580-706-0259. You'll see lots of my signs around town because I get the results for my clients. I say, go Mangum Tigers.
Jill Grauman, RE/MAX Property Place. Always here, always helping.
Great food made fresh with the best ingredients possible under the direction of Chef George is what you'll find at the newly remodeled J&P Mexican Grill in Mangum. Now, if you haven't tried the Mexican and American favorites at J&P Mexican Grill, what are you waiting for? They're open Tuesday through Saturday for lunch, dinner, featuring homemade desserts. For takeout, call 580-706-5042 and like them on Facebook. J&P Mexican Grill in Mangum.
Hello, this is Ashley Slayton, family nurse practitioner with the JCMH Family Care Clinic. Family Care Clinic in Mangum. We are friendly hometown folks and treat patients of all ages, newborns through adults, for wellness and sick visits, as well as management of chronic illnesses such as diabetes and high blood pressure. Call the clinic in Mangum at 580-782-3393 for an appointment today.
Jackson County Memorial Hospital.
All right, we head off to the top half of inning number 4. And due up for the Tigers, Jackson Brooks, Bo Anderson, and Jackson Reisner. Mangum, a couple of runs in inning number 3, and they lead it 2-1 against Joseph McCarthy and the Geronimo Blue Jays. Strike 2, Brooks. Jackson 0 for 1. He struck out in inning number 2. There's one lifted high in the air towards center field. Jaden Wallace battling the wind, and it gets over his head and will fall safely. Well, we talked about Wallace playing deep in center field to begin with. And he was deep there, ran a long way, but didn't factor in the wind. And that is going to go as a hit because he did not touch the baseball. It just simply got over his head. So Jackson Brooks aboard to lead off inning number 4 for Mangum. And if you're Joseph McCarthy, it's been a tale of 2 games. First 6 batters you face, you strike out. Bang, 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 bang. He hasn't struck out anybody since. Mangum beginning to put the ball in play. I want to say hi. Oh, man. Fastball that just ate up Bo Anderson. Bo didn't like it. He couldn't get out of the way. He's aboard at first. Brooks will go to second. Runners at first and second. Nobody out now for Jackson Reisner. By the way, I want to say hi to Austin Baldwin, who has checked in several times. Austin, good to have you alongside, my friend. So here's Jackson. Remember, he hit a little nubber out in front of home plate his first time around that McCarthy made an outstanding play on to retire him at first base. Speaking of which, in at first base is Burke. Reisner shows bunt, bunts through it, 0-1. Remember the last time, Dakota Price, the third baseman, was creeping in. This time it'll be the first baseman because there's runners at first and second. So if Jackson goes to that third base side, he can beat it out. Ball going to get away from the catcher, get to the fence, and the runners will advance 90 feet. Wild pitch will allow Brooks to go to third, Anderson to second, and the count level at 1-1 on Reisner. So a wild pitch will put runners in scoring position, and now Jackson, an opportunity to just roll one on the ground and get a run home. 1-1 pitch, boy, a healthy swing there. Fastball got by him, 1-2 now on Jackson. Mangum trying to add to their total here in the fourth. They lead 2-1. 1 in the first for Geronimo. Mangum countered with 2 in the third. Runners at second and third here in the fourth, and gone on strikes is Jackson Reisner. Reisner, the first out of the inning. 7th strikeout of the night through 3 and a third for Joseph McCarthy. 6 of those came in the first 2 innings. Here's Ashton Wetzel. Wetzel reached on an error his first time around, stole a base, and came around to score the first run of the ball game. Lifts this one foul and out of play on the right side, and it's 0-1 on Ashton. And you get the idea that maybe Mangum beginning to figure out just a little bit. Joseph McCarthy, he just couldn't put anything in play the first 2 innings, and now beginning to put bat on ball. Pitch downstairs. Nice job of knocking that one down. Chase Brim. Brim saving a run right there as he smothered the baseball. 56-foot curveball, if you're a catcher, that is a tough one. And it'll eat you up. I am lucky. The broadcast booth is somewhat shielded from the howling wind. But every once in a while, I can actually hear it howl through the stadium. This one's lifted foul and out of play back behind us. And the count 1-2 on Wetzel. Ashton doing a good job of at least putting bat on ball. And again, he's got some room on that left side because even with the bag is Petit at third and the shortstop having to cover second base, keep the runner close. There is a shot, a couple of hops at the shortstop. He will set, fire, and in time gets the out. They're going to send the runner from third. Anderson slides, and Bo is safe. How about that for some aggression? Brooks scored easily as the hot shot at Ethan Silva made a long throw for Silva. It was high to Burke. Burke made the catch to retire Wetzel 6-3. And hustling all the way from second base, Bo Anderson to score the fourth run of the ballgame. So give an RBI to Wetzel on the ground ball. We won't give him Anderson's RBI as an RBI. But nonetheless, Mangum on top 4-1 now here in inning number 4. Mason Parker will step in. Parker walked and scored his first time around. So Mangum shut down in order the first 2 innings, got 2 in the third, 2 so far here in the fourth. And suddenly Silva, or rather McCarthy, overthrowing the baseball. Mason Parker ahead in the count 2-0. And Coach Womack going to go out and have a conversation with his young right-hander. 4-0, Mangum on, or 4-1, I'm sorry, 4-1, Mangum on top here in inning number 4. We'll take a timeout. More Classic Hits, 97.7.
The Mangum Tag Agency is easy to find at 108 East Pierce Street in Mangum. When you need license tags, registration, driver's license renewal, pipe passes, or real ID, Tom and Cynthia Clark are there for you, and they can help you at the Mangum Tag Agency at 580-782-3004, 782-3004.
We yell loud and proud because we love the Mangum Tigers. This is Lori Laughlin from Cattlemen's Bank, member FDIC. On and off the field, we support the Tigers through and through because once you're a Tiger, you're always a Tiger. And Cattlemen's Bank is Tiger proud.
All right, conversation over with, and we'll go back to work here in inning number 4 with Mangum on top. Ground ball, base hit, left field. Great job there by Mason Parker. Now the ball gets away from the left fielder. Parker on his horse, and he'll slide safely into second base. Great job by Parker, not giving up on the play. Mason credited with a single, and then took second base on the error by the left fielder. And that'll keep the inning alive for the top of the order. Great job there And it's coming to bat now will be Ashton Pride. Colton Laughlin is checked in. And Jennifer, you got a great point. We'll talk about that in a moment. 4-1, Mangum on top. Runner at second base, 2 gone here in inning number 4 to pitch upstairs to Pride. 0-1 or 1-0 on Ashton. He struck out his first time around and then walked back in the third. And Jennifer putting on the feed, go number 3 in deference to Jackson. And then she had to preface that with, or whatever number you are tonight. They've got many numbers and many uniforms, and it's a catch-22. You never know. Pitch inside to Pride. 2-0 now on Ashton. Parker out at second base. Mangum on top, 4-1. Fastball outside for ball 3, 3-1. By the way, I just got my nightly bedtime reminder from my Apple Watch. It's 9:30, right? That's what that means? Yeah. I'm supposed to be in bed by 10, according to my Apple Watch. Swing and a miss here. I don't think I'm going to make it. Ashton swinging 3-0. It's 3-1 now on Pride. Mangum has pushed across a couple of runs here in the 4th, and they lead at 4-1. 3-1 pitch on the way. Pride, line drive, left field. That's going to get down. Parker on his horse. He will come in and score the 5th run of the ball game. Now the ball gets away from the left fielder. Ashton rounding second, thought about third, slams on the brakes, and will go back to second base. So Pride singles to left, drives in a run, and then takes second on the error by the left fielder. And Mangum now leads at 5-1. And here's Aiden Warner. Warner tattooed one his last time around. Knocked it off the fence out in left center field on a couple of hops, drove in 2 runs. First 2 runs of the ball game. Ball gets away from the catcher, and Ashton will scoot to third base on the wild pitch. He's 90 feet away from scoring the 6th run of the ball game for the Tigers. 5-1 they lead. 2 in the 3rd, 3 so far in the 4th, and they're not done just yet. Ball gets away from the catcher. He can't find the baseball. And scoring from third base will be Pride. So Mangum taking advantage of some defensive lapses by Geronimo here in the 4th, and now lead it 6-1. Base is empty now for Aiden Warner. 1-1 pitch on the way to Warner. Line shot, base hit, center field. Aiden hit that one right on the screws. And has got back-to-back hits in 2 plate appearances. 2 for 3 now in the ballgame. And here's Nate Augustine. And I know Augustine is simply drooling at the mouth, waiting to swing the bat here. He's 0 for 2. But before he can bat, we're going to get a pitching change. Pitching change being made. Mangum on top 6-1. Top half of inning number 4 when you and I come back. More Classic Hits 97.7.
Mangum Golden Age Apartments offer HUD-approved housing for anyone 62 or older or on Social Security disability. They have 1 bedroom and efficiencies which include all bills paid, including Wi-Fi. Mangum Golden Age Apartments are located at 100 East Lincoln, right on the downtown square in Mangum. Call Brenda at 580-782-2452 for more information.
First National Bank and Trust is a proud supporter of Mangum Tiger Athletics. At First National Bank, supporting our schools and athletic programs is our top priority. We appreciate and support our community through and through. At First National Bank, you can hear us roar. Go Tigers! We wish you a season of great success. First National Bank and Trust Company, your bank for life. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
All right, so the first baseman now going to go pitch. Weston Burke will take the mound for this group from Geronimo, as he will inherit a 6-1 deficit and a runner at first base here in inning number 4 for Mangum, as they have exploded in the last 2 frames. Major League Baseball opening up today. The Braves beating the Nationals 7-2. New York 5-0 over the Giants of San Francisco. Aaron Judge a home run in that one. The Orioles outlast the Red Sox 10-9. It was the Chicago Cubs over Milwaukee. Hi, everybody. 4-0. Cubs win that one. The Tampa Bay Rays over Detroit 4-0. Texas, the Rangers, some think that they may have a shot at winning the West. Remember, it's the same division as the defending World Series champions, Houston Astros. Anyhow, Rangers win today 11-7. The Twinks shut out my Royals 2-0. New York Mets over the Marlins 5-3. It was Pittsburgh downing Cincinnati 5-4. Toronto outlasted St. Louis 10-9. The White Sox beat the Astros tonight by a final score of 3-2. And a couple of games still going on in the Western divisions. The Rockies and the Padres 1-1 in the third. No score between the Angels and Athletics, and the Diamondbacks in front of the Dodgers 2-0. First pitch here, off with a pitch. Will go Aiden Warner, and he will steal second base standing up. The delivery to home plate for the big-bodied Burke is somewhat languid and long, and that allowed an easy stolen base there for Warner. He's in scoring position with 2 gone here. And the pitch outside to Nate Augustine. 1-1 now on Nate. And I talked about him really frothing at the mouth, wanting to swing the bat. He struck out to end inning number 1 and then fouled out in the third. So he is 0 for 2. Takes one inside for a ball here. In the count now 2-1 on Augustine. Brian Lively has joined us this evening. Good evening, Doctor. Good to have you alongside, my friend. Warner out at second. 2-1 pitch on the way to Augustine. Ground ball, base hit, left field. Aiden off with a pitch. He will round third, come into home, and score easily. And Augustine's got him an RBI single, and Mangum has a 7-1 lead. So, maybe you take a little time to wake up, and then you do, and then suddenly you are awake and you are livid. So here's Mason Hoppengardner, who is 0 for 2. He is struck out and grounded out, and he, like Aiden, or rather like Augustine, would love to put a charge into one right here. Big lead over there for Nate. He's off with the pitch, and the pitch is sailed into center field. The throw is, rather, on the stolen base attempt. And here comes Augustine into third, and he'll slide in safely. So Augustine steals second, give him the stolen base. He advances on the throwing error, and he's at third. That slide, by the way, we talked about it earlier this week, and slides have not been a thing of beauty so far for Mangum, and that was UGLY, you ain't got no alibi, ugly, as Nate went down hard on his backside, and that had to jar him a little bit, but he was safe. And now Hoppengardner a chance to get a run home from third. Count 1-0 on Mason. Here's the pitch. Ground ball back to Burke. He'll throw to first, and the inning will come to an end. But Mangum comes up big in their half of the inning. They get 5 runs on 4 hits. There were 3 errors and a runner left on board. And at the end of 3.5, it's Mangum 7, Geronimo 1, and we're Classic Hits 97.7.
When you need auto repairs, save money and get it done right at Dwayne's Auto in Mangum. Dwayne's fixes flats, does brake jobs, turns rotors, alignments, that all-important air conditioning work, and general auto repair. If your car or truck isn't right, just head to Dwayne's Auto at 1205 North Lewis Tittle in Mangum. Call 782-5151. That's 782-5151. Mangum Tiger proud.
333 Dental Care in Mangum is the dental practice of Dr. Dustin Lively. His experience, skill, and compassion go together when providing exceptional, up-to-date patient care. Dr. Lively and his team of professionals are proud to help you with the best dental care possible, along with preventive care that will result in a beautiful, long-lasting smile. Call 580-782-2552 or visit the team at 333 Dental Care. They support the Mangum Tigers and Lady Tigers.
Fresh floral arrangements created here in Mangum are the hallmark of owner Darla Hately at Flowers Unlimited. Remember that fresh flowers are a very personal and special gift that is so cherished when delivered for birthdays and anniversaries. She might say, you shouldn't have, but she'll be delighted. Flowers Unlimited. Call local at 580-782-2122. That's 782-2122. Flowers Unlimited in Mangum.
And we're off to the bottom of the 4th inning. Due up for this group from Geronimo, numbers 3, 4, and 5. As Ashton Pride now has been staked to a 7-1 lead. First batter of the ball game, Royce Werger, scored for the Blue Jays. They have been silenced since. And You look at the scorebook, and a couple of strikeouts in the first inning for Pride. He got 3 in the second and 2 more in the fourth, and it sounds like about 7 strikeouts to me, doesn't it? So here we go as Joseph McCarthy will step in. First pitch swinging, ground ball too short. Long throw by Augustine. Nice dig over at first base by Mason Parker. Boy, I tell you what, that was a short hop and a tough hop, and he stayed right on it. Too often you'll see folks turn their head, and that one scoots by, but Parker hung right in there and got the out. So 1 gone on 1 pitch here in inning number 4, and that'll bring Dakota Petit to the plate. Dakota 0 for 1. He struck out looking back in inning number 1. Takes a pitch a little bit high for a ball, and it's 1-0. Mangum bench and fans and everybody else in orange and black wanted to strike, didn't get it there. Dakota, 1-0 pitch on the way. That one's a cold strike. And I mean, again, the whole plate umpire has been consistent. And I realize I'm setting just a little bit off the plate, but to me, that is not a strike. It looks like it's outside, and the previous pitch looked to be a strike. That's a strike because he swung. 1-2 now on Petit. And again, Pride doing a good job of working quickly. He's getting the signs from Tommy rather quickly and then just simply gets the set and goes to work. There's a fly ball into center field. Pretty well hit, but Warner has got a ton of room out there to make the catch for out number 2. That ball carried well, and Aiden fooled at first, but talked about it the other day. I mean, the guy's the quarterback of the football team, the point guard of the basketball team, and plays center field for the baseball team. So you figure he's got a little athletic ability, right? Showed it there for out number 2. And here's Jaden Wallace. Wallace, the center fielder, 0 for 1. He struck out looking his first time around. We play here in the 4th. Mangum on top, 7-1. First pitch. That's been a strike all night long, and it's a strike here. And again, the catcher, yeah, okay. Maris Palmer. Hello, Maris. She says, go Blue Jays. Love the name, Maris. That's good stuff. Named after Roger, maybe? Pitch upstairs for a ball, 1-1. Good to have you alongside, Maris. Regardless, Blue Jays started off the first run of the ball game, and they have been shut down ever since. 2 gone here in the 4th. 1-1 pitch on the way. Off the fist, back to the screen. 1-2 now on Jaden Wallace. The winner will advance and have a Footloose Friday night. As if I looked at the bracket correctly, they will take on Elmore City Purnell. For those of you not familiar, Footloose, okay, thank you. 1-2 offering on the way here, swing and a miss. And gone on strikes for the second time tonight, Jaden Wallace. And gone in order here in inning number 4 are the Blue Jays of Geronimo. 3 up, 3 down in the 4th. We'll go to the 5th with Mangum on top by a score of 7-1, and we are Classic Hits 97.7.
The Mangum Star News has been serving Southwest Oklahoma since 1887. No wonder when folks want to know what's happening, they grab the Mangum Star News. Today, the paper is just as proud as ever to serve you online, in your mailbox, or at a store near you. The Mangum Star News.
Blair Tire and Feed on the corner of Highway 283 and 19 is your certified Firestone tire dealer and also a proud supporter of the Mangum Tigers and Lady Tigers. When you need tires, we're specialty trained and equipped to take care of you. Lyle Shaw and his crew at Blair Tire and Feed wish the Tigers lots of luck in today's game. And always remember, play smart, play safe, play hard, and play with pride. And good luck from everyone at Blair Tire and Feed on the corner of Highway 283 and 19 in Blair, Oklahoma.
Folks in Mangum know what to do when they need to quench a thirst, curb a hunger attack, or cool down with an ice cream. They just make The Loop at 918 North Lewis Tittle in Mangum. The Loop, supporting the Mangum Tigers and Lady Tigers.
Something you should know about the Kendall Law Office. The Kendall Law Office is family-owned and local. They use up-to-date technology to ensure their productivity provides timely service to clients, and this always includes client access to our firm via email and text. Corey Kendall is experienced, hardworking, and honest. He always puts the client first, and all effort Something you should know about the Kendall Law Office. The Kendall Law Office is family-owned and local. They use up-to-date technology to ensure their productivity provides timely service to clients, and this always includes client access to our firm via email and text. Corey Kendall is experienced, hardworking, and honest. He always puts the client first, and all efforts are focused on the client's best interest. The Kendall Law Office. Locations in Altus and Mangum.
All right, here we go. Top half of inning number 5. Mangum on top 7-1, and they'll send Jackson Brooks, Bo Anderson, and Jackson Reisner to the plate against Weston Burke, the second pitcher of the night for the Blue Jays. His pitch will sail over the head of Brooks for a ball, 1-0. Jackson has singled and struck out 1 for 2, scored a run as well. 2 in the third and 5 in the fourth for the Tigers. That one off the fist, fouled on the third base line. And it'll even the count at 1-1 on Jackson. Mangum 5-2 on the year. Talked about Geronimo's record of 1-8, but boy, when you look at who they have played, it's not like they've been playing the Sisters of the Poor and Sisters of the Mercy. Pitch upstairs here, 2-1 now on Brooks. They have played some talented clubs throughout this season. Give credit to Michael Womack. He put together a daunting schedule for this group. 2-1 pitch on the way here. Jackson waving at the pitch outside, and that'll level the count at 2-2. Jackson off balance on that one, and he just kind of looked down at Casey Krum at third base like, yeah, that's probably what I shouldn't have swung out. 2-2 pitch on the way here, and that one pops out of the glove of the catcher. They'll flip it down to first base, and the strikeout will be recorded. Brooks gone on strikes for the second time tonight. One gone for Mangum here in the fifth. That'll bring Bo Anderson to the plate. Bo struck out looking to end the second. He was the 6th straight strikeout by Joseph McCarthy to begin the ball game. And then last inning, got hit by a pitch and came around to score a run. This one off the fist on the infield, and it'll drop into no man's land in foul territory. A noisy strike, 0-1 now on Bo Anderson. Good of you to join us tonight on Classic Hits 97.7, OKSports.tv. Tiger TV on the Classic Hits 97.7 Facebook page. 7-1 ball game. Anderson takes upstairs for ball. 1-1 on Bo. Keep thinking, normally as the night wears on, the wind dies down. It is not dying down tonight. This one fouled back to the screen, and the count on Bo now 1-2. It just continues to roar, and I know that there was a low-pressure system that missed us for the most part. About 5 or 6 days ago, they thought it would bring us rain. It did not bring a whole lot to our neck of the woods, but there have places east of us that have gotten severe weather as this, and it was powerful to say the least, and that's why as it moves off, that's why that wind is so ferocious on the backside of that low, and it will pull out tomorrow and bring us sunshine, we are promised by the National Weather Service, but the wind may gust in excess of 50 tomorrow. 2-2 pitch on the way here to Anderson. There's a line shot into the gap in right center field. Bo aboard. Let's see if he thinks about 2. No, he'll set up shop at first base. One-out single by Bo Anderson, and he is on for Jackson Reisner. And, Mom, Jackson is wearing 19 tonight. I just wanted to let you know that. Hey, 19. So, Anderson, we've seen how well he runs. He's at first base. Don't be surprised if the Tigers don't put something into play now. Joseph McCarthy, who started the game pitching, is over at first base. There goes Anderson. Pitch gets away from the catcher. Bo is going to be safe at second base. In scoring position now with nobody out. Or with one out, rather. Jackson Reisner now ahead in the count, 1-0. 7-1 ball game, top of the fifth inning. Tigers trying to advance to the semifinals of the Big Bat Tournament tomorrow night at 8 against Elmore City Purnell. Reisner with a bunt, and this one will go foul. And it's 1-1. But, again, with the field as bumpy as it is, I'm not so sure that I stop running. I wait until it either comes to rest or somebody touches it in foul territory. If I said the name Lenny Randall, for those of you who are baseball fanatics like I am, you'll know what I'm talking about. 1-1 now on Reisner. Anderson out at second. Here's the pitch. Lifted in the air on the right side. Hudgens, the second baseman, calls for it. He'll make the catch for out number 2. So it'll take a 2-out rally now to get Bo Anderson home from second base and Ashton Wetzel an opportunity to do so. Ashton reached on an error his first time around, stole a base and scored, and then rolled into a fielder's choice and drove in a run an inning ago. Swinging a miss here, 0-1 on Wetzel. Had a good cut there and just pulled the head off a little bit. Now time going to be taken here, and I'm not so sure that Brim might not be a little bit deceived or fooled or unsure of the signs that he is getting relayed to him. You got a different pitcher out there than what started the ball game, and you got a runner at second base. So, they may be some chicanery going on there. So the count 0-1 on Ashton. Bo Anderson out at second base. 0-1 pitch on the way here. Rolled back through the middle, fielded by the pitcher. He'll flip the first, and the inning will come to an end. Mangum comes up empty in their half of the fifth. No runs. There was a hit, no errors, and a runner left on board. We have played 4.5. It's Mangum 7, Geronimo 1. We're Classic Hits 97.7.
Mangum Brick Company has been operating since the early 1900s. They're the largest private employer in Greer County. Mangum Brick is proud to support high school athletics radio broadcasts. And if you know of someone looking for work, always check with Mangum Brick, as they may be hiring.
Everyone wants to be on a winning team. That's why Great Plains Bank is a proud supporter of the Tigers. No matter what life may throw at you, Great Plains Bank has the play drawn up, and we're ready to go into overtime to win your business. What makes Great Plains Bank different is that we will make the extra push to get you to the goal line. When it comes to your family's finances, every play counts. So pick a teammate you can trust. We want you on our team because with customers like you, we are greater together. Great Plains Bank, member FDIC and equal housing lender.
Triad Home Health in Mangum is locally owned and offers nursing, physical therapy, occupational, wound care, IV therapy, and more. All administered by people who go above and beyond for you. Phone Triad Home Health today at 580-782-5800. That's 782-5800.
Around here, we say go Tigers. This is Jacob Gilner from Cattlemen's Bank, member FDIC. We love our Mangum Tigers, so suit up in your best and brightest orange, and we will see you at the games. Cattlemen's Bank is Tiger proud.
Off to the bottom of the fifth inning we go. Mangum on top 7-1. And due up for the Blue Jays, Chase Brim, Ethan Silva, and Zayden Hudgens, numbers 6, 7, and 8 in the lineup for the Blue Jays. And again, Ashton Pride, who gave up a run in the first inning of play, has handcuffed this group from Geronimo since. Winter advancing and playing at 8 tomorrow night or thereabouts. And again, we're talking about a tournament that starts at noon. And if they stay on target, you're lucky. Pitch outside to Brim, 1-0 on the catcher. He is 0 for 1, struck out in his only plate appearance. 1-0 pitch on the way here. Lifted foul back to the screen. 1-1 now on Brim. One thing that Ashton Pride is doing, he's working quickly. And again, I like that. I just, of course, it's easier to do so when you don't have people on base. But, and as soon as I say that, he and Tommy are having a hard time figuring out what the call is on the pitch. Now they get it. But again, I'm just a proponent. The quicker you work, the better it is for everybody. Pitch downstairs for ball, 2-1. Yeah, and again, you talk about Major League Baseball and putting in the pitch clock and the batter not being able to step out and throws over to first base. I mean, those are all, it just picks up the pace of game and makes for a better game as well. 2-1 offering on the way here. Here's a called strike. 2-2 now on Chase Brim. Brim kind of ducking away from that off-speed pitch. Found that one back to the screen. It'll stay 2-2. Good job by Brim to find off a pretty good pitch that time by Ashton Pride. I got to be honest with you too. I'll be glad when we're doing ball games, and whether it's softball or baseball, and people aren't in jackets and hoodies and wearing gloves, and you get the idea. 2-2 pitch, swing and a miss in the dirt, but the throw down to first will be in plenty of time. Good job by Jackson Brooks to rifle that one down there for the first down of the inning. So Brim retired on strikes for the second time tonight. That'll bring Ethan Silva to the plate. Ethan walked and was left stranded back in the inning number 2. Seven-1 ball game in the 5th inning. Mangum on top. Ashton ready to go to work. Overthrows that one. 1-0. You see what I'm talking about? I mean, he is on the rubber, ready to pitch as Silva gets into the batter's box. One-0 pitch on the way from Pride. Cold strike, and it's 1-1. And I'm not going to wait for the umpire's call anymore. I know that the pitch there, if it is at the proper level, is going to be cold strike. Say hi to Clarence Hoppengardner. Clarence, good evening to you, my friend. 1-1 pitch, bounced out in front of home plate. We'll make it 2-1. And then also welcome into the broadcast booth our dear friend and Altus Merchants softball teammate, Brian Coleman. Brian, close to getting to be a dad. 1-year wedding anniversary. Big doings in the Coleman household. We like that. Pitch in the dirt. Count 3-1. A lot of folks in this area know Brian Coleman as well. For one thing, he was our infamous third baseman on the Altus Merchant softball team, but also matriculated, I believe, at El Dorado High School back in the day, and was a pretty good baseball player himself. Pride gets a strength there, and I've got the count full 3-2. And yeah, the home plate umpire does as well. Scoreboard was 2-2, but count is full 3-2 now. On Silva, ground ball. Knocked down at first base by Mason Parker. And I tell you what, Parker has had a great night defensively for the Tigers. That ball was sharply hit, and it got him in between hops. And Parker able to stay on it. And then step of the bag for round number 2. Mason stayed square. Ball came up on him, but because he was square, because he had his glove in the right position, he was able to easily knock that one down as he kept his head in it. May have gotten a little bit of the bare hand, though. I saw him flex it a little bit after that was said and done. Swing and a miss now to Zayden Hudgens. Hudgens took a hack there. He is 0 for 1, struck out to end inning number 2. We're here in the 5th, 7-1 our score. Ashton Pride, 0-1 offering. Grounded foul, and it's 0-2 now on Hudgens. Pride set down Geronimo in order in the 3rd and the 4th, and now is a strike away from doing the same thing here in the 5th. Count 0-2 on, he was the second baseman at the end of the ball game, now playing first. It's Hudgens. Swing and a miss. Uncle Charlie way out in front is Zayden, and he has gone on strikes for the second time tonight. So nothing doing for this group from Geronimo in their half of inning number 5 as they go in 1-2-3 fashion. We've played 5. Mangum on top 7-1, and we are Classic Hits 97.7.
When it comes to funeral homes, there are several to choose from. But choosing a funeral home that is locally owned offers the advantage of the local owners who are involved right here in the community, helping you during your time of need. Greer Funeral Home owners Carson and Stacy Van Zant are perfect examples of owners who offer that family-like connection that you'd expect from a friend and a neighbor. Greer Funeral Home in Mangum and Granite, providing dignity and respect.
Hi, Mangum Tiger fans. This is Jill Grauman with RE/MAX Property Place. If you need to buy or sell a property or a home in Mangum or anywhere in Greer County, just call me at 580-706-0259. You'll see lots of my signs around town because I get the results for my clients. I say, go Mangum Tigers.
Jill Grauman, RE/MAX Property Place. Always here, always helping.
Great food made fresh with the best ingredients possible under the direction of Chef George is what you'll find at the newly remodeled J&P Mexican Grill in Mangum. Now, if you haven't tried the Mexican and American favorites at J&P Mexican Grill, what are you waiting for? They're open Tuesday through Saturday for lunch, dinner, featuring homemade desserts. For takeout, call 580-706-5042 and like them on Facebook. J&P Mexican Grill in Mangum.
Off to the top of the sixth inning we go. Mangum will send Mason Parker, Ashton Pride, and Aiden Warner to the plate as they lead it 7-1. Tigers scoreless through the first two innings of play as Joseph McCarthy struck out all six batters in those two frames. And then Mangum got a couple of runs in the third inning of play and tallied 5 in the fourth and lead it 7-1. Play on in the sixth. By the way, Weston Burke is the pitcher. Dakota Petit has gone to first base, and Zayden Hudgens, has gone to third. So Hudgens is at third. Ethan Silva at second, and Joseph McCarthy now the shortstop. This one's fouled back to the screen by Mason Parker. And that'll level the count at 1-1 on Mason, who has made some great plays defensively tonight and also has gotten it done at the plate. He's been on board both times, walked and scored back in the third, singled and scored in the fourth. Takes a pitch upstairs for ball here, and Parker ahead in the count 2-1. Mangum would probably just be really content to score a couple of runs here and win via the run rule after 6. Again, upstairs and inside to Parker, and Mason way ahead in the count, 3-1. I believe the run rules are 12, 10, and 8. Mangum by 6 right now, so probably just gave everybody the kiss of death. 3-1 offering on the way here. Downstairs for ball 4, and on board for the third time tonight, the ninth place hitter for the Tigers. Well, you got to love that. That's some quality stuff there when number 9 is on base 3 times. Ashton Pride now will step in. Pride 1 for 2 officially, struck out in the first, walked and was left stranded in the third, and then singled and scored, drove in a run an inning ago. And I can promise you, Mason Parker will be off with a pitch. Slow delivery, there he goes, pitch out, swung on by Pride, but Parker will walk into second base standing up. Good job by Ashton to protect the runner there, swinging at the pitch that was well outside of the zone. I'm not so sure. It looked like a pitch out, but maybe not. Maybe they just, anyhow, safe it for second base. Ashton waiting on the curveball, got a piece of it, and that got a piece of catcher Chase Brim as well. Ugh. Oh, no, they call it the catcher's interference. Wow. So the ball was tipped, but apparently Brim catching the bat of Ashton prior to the swing, and so catcher's interference, and Pride is on for the third time tonight. Wow. So here's Aiden Warner, who has tattooed the ball his last 2 times up. Hits with runners at first and second, takes a pitch outside for a ball, 1-0 on Aiden. He struck out in the first, then doubled, drove in 2 runs in the third, singled, stole a base, and scored an inning ago. Huge lead for Parker at second base. Could have been a balk right there. Nobody holding the runner at first in Pride. Little ground ball back through the middle, going to be fielded by the second baseman. Safe at second, safe at first. Everybody safe. Great job by Pride. Ashton off with the pitch, and he beat the throw to second base. Parker at third, Pride at second, and an infield single for Aiden Warner. Now 3 for 4 in the ball game. And here's Augustine. He's got a chance to blow a hole in this one right about now. Nate 1 for 3, couple of RBI, stolen base. And he has got a huge gap in left center field. Great speed on the base pass for the Tigers. And the infield in for Geronimo. Pitch outside for a ball. 1-0 now on Augustine. Great opportunity here for Nate. 1-0 pitch on the way. Gets by the catcher. Here comes Parker from third. He'll slide in safely, and it's an 8-1 ball game. Wild pitch on the play. Pride to third, Warner to second, and the count level at 1-1 now on Augustine. Apparently that first pitch was a strike. I heard some people questioning the call. They've got 1-1 on the scoreboard, and the umpire just gave us the 1-1 sign. So infield going to stay in for Geronimo. They trail 8-1. Runners at second and third. Line shot by the third baseman into left field. Pride will score. They're going to send Warner. He will score easily. And Mangum leads it by a score of 9-1. Well, that ball ripped by the third baseman. I think Hudgens thought he was going to be able to catch the ball at first, but by the time the decision had been made, it was by him and in left field. So Mangum with 3 in the inning, and they're not done yet. And they lead it 10-1. There goes Augustine, throw not nearly in time. Nate's in scoring position with a stolen base. And again, Weston Burke, big kid, big, strong, physical kid. But his delivery to home plate is deliberate, to say the least. And Mangum has just been running at will. 0-1 now on Hoppengardner. Mason. There goes Augustine down to third, and he slides in safely with another stolen base. So Nate now 90 feet away from the 11th run of the ball game. Mangum on top 10-1 here in the 6th. 1-1 pitch on the way to Hoppengardner. Fouled. Had a good cut. Came back to the screen, and I'm sure glad there's a roof there. Otherwise, that would have clobbered me in the head. For those of you who might have been nodding off to the broadcast, that just woke your butt up in a hurry, didn't it? Oh, my goodness. 1-2 the count on Mason Hoppengardner. Hoppengardner 0 for 3 in the ballgame. Boy, he would love to get into the hit parade. He's the only Tiger that has not reached base here this evening. Count 1-2 on the big third baseman for Mangum. And again, right on the pitch. It came back at us. Still 1-2 on Mason. I mean, he is, and you can hear Augustine down below us. I mean, and he is. I mean, Mason is right on. He is just a fraction off. See if he can't settle it right here. 1-2 pitch on the way, outside for a ball. And that'll level the count at 2-2. The infield, by the way, for Geronimo, about halfway here. It's even with a bang at third base is Hudgens, and the middle part of the infield, as I said, about halfway. Pitch over the head of Hoppengardner. Mason now has worked the count full, 3-2. Jackson Brooks waits in the on-deck circle. And again, it's just amazing that Mangum, first 6 batters struck out in the ballgame, and since then they have been on a tear, leading 10-1 in inning number 6. Payoff pitch on the way here. Ball 4, and Hoppengardner aboard. So Mason at first, Augustine at third. Here's Jackson Brooks. Brooks has struck out a couple of times, singled, and scored a run. And again, Mason, not the fleetest of foot, as big as he is, but as slow to home plate as Weston Burke is. Do not be surprised if Mason is not off with a pitch. It's a pretty good lead. Now getting a little bit of a secondary lead. Augustine, nice lead at third. There goes Hoppengardner. Pitch out. They'll throw down. Ball gets away, rolls into left field, and Augustine will score from third base. Wow. So give Mason the stolen base. Mangum leads it 11-1. And Michael Womack going to come out and have a conversation with his club. He's not happy with their effort or lack thereof. We get a pitching change as well. 11-1, top half of inning number 6. Mangum on top. They've got runners. A runner at second base when you come back on Classic Hits 97.7.
Hello, this is Ashley Slayton, family nurse practitioner with the JCMH Family Care Clinic in Mangum. We are friendly hometown folks and treat patients of all ages, newborns through adults, for wellness and sick visits, as well as management of chronic illnesses such as diabetes and high blood pressure. Call the clinic in Mangum at 580-782-3393 for an appointment today.
Jackson County Memorial Hospital.
The Mangum Tag Agency is easy to find at 108 East Pierce Street in Mangum. When you need license tags, registration, driver's license renewal, pipe passes, or real ID, Tom and Cynthia Clark are there for you, and they can help you at the Mangum Tag Agency at 580-782-3004, 782-3004.
We yell loud and proud because we love the Mangum Tigers. This is Lori Laughlin from Cattlemen's Bank, member FDIC. On and off the field, we support the Tigers through and through because once you're a Tiger, you're always a Tiger. And Cattlemen's Bank is Tiger proud.
Mangum Golden Age Apartments offer HUD-approved housing for anyone 62 or older or on Social Security disability. They have one bedroom and efficiencies which include all bills paid, including Wi-Fi. Mangum Golden Age Apartments are located at 100 East Lincoln, right on the downtown square in Mangum. Call Brenda at 580-782-2452 for more information.
First National Bank and Trust is a proud supporter of Mangum Tiger Athletics. At First National Bank, supporting our schools and athletic programs is our top priority. We appreciate and support our community through and through. At First National Bank, you can hear us roar. Go Tigers! We wish you a season of great success. First National Bank and Trust Company, your bank for life. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
When you need auto repairs, save money and get it done right at Dwayne's Auto in Mangum. Dwayne's fixes flats, does brake jobs, turns rotors, alignments, that all-important air conditioning work, and general auto repair. If your car or truck isn't right, just head to Dwayne's Auto at 1205 North Lewis Tittle in Mangum. Call 782-5151. That's 782-5151. Mangum Tiger proud.
Jaden Wallace becomes the third pitcher of the night for Geronimo. Jackson Brooks fouls one off the end of the bat. Right at Bo Anderson in the on-deck circle. 0-1 on Jackson. Runner at second base. That's Mason Hoppengardner. Hoppengardner off to third base, and he'll slide in safely as the ball got away from the third baseman. And Mason now 90 feet away from scoring the 12th run of the ball game. So Silva, or rather Jaden Wallace, I should say, Jaden Wallace, third pitcher of the night for this group from Geronimo. Jackson Brooks, 2-1 count on him. Pitch outside for a ball. And the count will go to 3-1 on Brooks. Bo Anderson in the on-deck circle. So what was tense early on now turned into a bit of a laugher for Mangum. They lead by 10. That one ticked foul back to the screen, and that'll run the count full 3-2. And still nobody out in the frame. Mangum has sent 4 to home plate to score, and they've got Mason Hoppengardner over at third. Payoff pitch on the way here from Jaden Wallace. Ball 4, runners at the corners. So Brooks aboard for the second time tonight, and Bo Anderson will step in. Bo singled his last time around. Stole a base and was left stranded at second. He's been hit by a pitch and scored and struck out looking. Officially 1 for 2 in the ball game. Mangum has just been like a merry-go-round with him on the base pass. So No reason to believe that Jackson Brooks won't be off with the pitch. Getting a huge lead. There he goes before the pitch is ever delivered. And he will jog into second base. Wow. So Brooks is at second. The pitch to Bo was a ball. Anderson ahead in the count, 1-0. Now, if you're Mangum, you just kind of get maybe a couple more runs, get out of the inning, and go get 3 outs and go home. There's a little duck snort over the first base bag, and a good job by Weston Burke, who's back at first base, to go catch that one for out number 1. Looked like at first Bo was going to be able to find some grass on that one, but again, that wind blowing across the field as hard as it is knocked it down. Burke able to make the play. Jackson Reisner. Reisner 0 for 3 in the ballgame. Runners at second and third, 1 gone. Jackson takes downstairs for a ball, 1-0. Tigers with a couple of runs in the third to get back in it, and then scored 5 times in the fourth, and have played it so far 4 here in the sixth. Called strike, and it's 1-1 now on Reisner. And again, it's been a combination of hitting and just base running that Geronimo has not been able to solve. 1-1 pitch on the way here. Sign for a ball. Count 2-1 on Jackson. I know he'd like to get a knock right about now. Drive home 2 more runs. 1 out in the sixth. Mangum 11-1. Pitch outside for a ball. That'll run the count to 2-2, I believe. Yes. Some numbers on Shohei Ohtani in a moment from Chad Fox. 2-2 pitch on the way here under the hands of Reisner. And the count full, 3-2. So the A's and Angels are playing in the season opener. Top of the 5th inning. Ohtani 1 for 2 at the plate, hitting third. He's pitching. He's gone 4 innings, given up 2 hits and 7 strikeouts. Ball 4 delivered here, and bases loaded. As Jackson Reisner on board for the first time this evening. Chad, I don't know about that. I don't know how many people are awake here. Bray Woodruss has checked in. Hello, my friend. You've joined us in the top of the 6th inning with Mangum on top, 11-1. And the bases loaded. And again, Geronimo going to bring the infield in as Ashton Wetzel will step in. Wetzel takes outside for a ball, 1-0 on Ashton. Wetzel reached on an error back in inning number 3, scored the first run of the ballgame, drove in a run in the 4th, and grounded back to the pitcher to end inning number 5. Hits with the bases loaded here in the 6th. That one gets to the screen, bounces back to the catcher. He'll flip and safe at home, dropping the baseball. As Mason Hoppengardner thundered in to the pitcher. Jaden Wallace, who dropped the baseball. So Hoppengardner will score. And will go as a wild pitch and an error. Brooks will go to third on the play. Reisner will go to second. And it's 12-1. And Bray Woodruss just checking in. I mean, Bray, if you'd been with us in the first 2 innings, you wouldn't believe it. I mean, Joseph McCarthy for Geronimo was unhittable. He struck out the first 6 batters he faced. And again, the pitch going to get away from the catcher. They're going to send the runner, and safe at home will be Jackson Brooks. Taking third on the play will be Jackson Reisner. The count now 2-0 on Ashton Wetzel. By the way, Mangum has batted around here in inning number 6. 13-1 now. Top half of inning number 6, and they just have to shut down Geronimo in the bottom half of the frame and win it via a run rule. Cold strength there. And the count now 2-1. But again, you go back to those that are just tuning in or weren't with us at the beginning. My goodness. Joseph McCarthy, unhittable strike. And Geronimo scored the first run of the ball game without benefit of a hit. That one's fouled at home plate, and I think maybe Ashton fouled that off of his foot. He did. Boy, that hurts. But, I mean, we had a pitcher's duel for the first 2 innings. I mean, we had 6 strikeouts for McCarthy. I think through the first, 2 innings, Ashton Pride had 5 strikeouts. Yeah, so, I mean, through 2, it was a 1-0 ball game, and through 3, it was 2-1. But, boy, since the 4th inning on, Geronimo has just struggled to get outs, and Mangum has just run as though this were a track meet. Only thing missing is Coach William Dickey and a baton. Count full on Wetzel. 1 out here in the 6th. Runner at third base. Mangum leading 13-1. Looking to advance to a semifinal showdown with Elmore City Purnell tomorrow night at about 8. Ball over the head of Wetzel, and he's aboard. He will walk, and is at first base. Mason Parker, who led off the inning, will bat for the second time in the frame. And are we going to get another pitching change? We are. So Coach Michael Womack is going to find somebody to get outs, and he will, I think, bring to the bump now Zayden Hudgens. 13-1, Mangum on top, and runners at first and third, 1 gone in the 6th. Pitching change here. More Classic Hits 97.7.
333 Dental Care in Mangum is the dental practice of Dr. Dustin Lively. His experience, skill, and compassion go together when providing exceptional, up-to-date patient care. Dr. Lively and his team of professionals are proud to help you with the best dental care possible, along with preventive care that will result in a beautiful, long-lasting smile. Call 580-782-2552 or visit the team at 333 Dental Care. They support the Mangum Tigers and Lady Tigers.
Fresh floral arrangements created here in Mangum are the hallmark of owner Darla Hately at Flowers Unlimited. Remember that fresh flowers are a very personal and special gift that is so cherished when delivered for birthdays and anniversaries. She might say, you shouldn't have, but she'll be delighted. Flowers Unlimited. Call local at 580-782-2122. That's 782-2122. Flowers Unlimited in Mangum.
The Mangum Star News has been serving southwest Oklahoma since 1887. No wonder when folks want to know what's happening, they grab the Mangum Star News. Today, the paper is just as proud as ever to serve you online, in your mailbox, or at a store near you. The Mangum Star News.
Blair Tire and Feed on the corner of Highway 283 and 19 is your certified Firestone tire dealer and also a proud supporter of the Mangum Tigers and Lady Tigers. When you need tires, we're specialty trained and equipped to take care of you. Lyle Shaw and his crew at Blair Tire and Feed wish the Tigers lots of luck in today's game. And always remember, play smart, play safe, play hard, and play with pride. And good luck from everyone at Blair Tire and Feed on the corner of Highway 283 and 19 in Blair, Oklahoma.
4th pitcher of the night now for head coach Michael Womack and the Blue Jays of Geronimo. It'll be the big-bodied Zayden Hudgens, who has played second, third, and now pitching tonight for Geronimo. Zayden will inherit a first and third situation. 1 out, top half of inning number 6. Mangum leading 13-1, and Mason Parker, who led off the inning, will bat for the second time in the frame. And off with the pitch, and that's going to be a balk, Jackson Reisner will trot home from third base as Ashton Wetzel took off as Hudgens went into the windup, or not the windup, but from the stretch, he went into his motion, and in the middle of it, he stopped. And as we saw on Tuesday night, that's a balk in anybody's ball game. So, first pitch here to Parker outside the zone, 1-0. I got tickled. Some of the Mangum softball girls were in the stands the other night when we finished up with the ball game against Hobart, and they're like, Barnes, what's a balk? And here's the silly thing, 1-0 pitch upstairs for a ball, 2-0. Here's the silly thing, you can balk in softball. I mean, fast pitch or slow pitch. A couple of instances where you can. The girls had no idea. I loved it. Good stuff there, ladies. Thank you. 14-1 our score here. Runner at second base for Mangum. We play in the sixth. There's one gone. And there's a called strike. And the count 2-1 now on Mason Parker. And now if you're Mangum, I mean, you're going to the plate and you're thinking, I don't want to be a guy that makes it out. I mean, there's only one out in the inning. They sent 10 batters to the plate. And you don't want to be that guy. 2-1 pitch on the way. Ground ball towards second and gets underneath the glove of the second baseman. They're going to send the runner and sliding late and kind of diving on the plate rather awkwardly is Ashton Wetzel, and he will score. And Wetzel will make it 15-1. Meantime, safe at first base on the play is Mason Parker. We'll give him an RBI because the run scores. That was E4. And I believe it's Jaden Wallace who did pitch for a while, and then he had gone to second base. Had a long way to go to get to baseball, and unable to do so. Went under his glove. And everybody's safe. Meantime, and again, Zayden Hudgens is a big kid, and he is deliberate to home plate. And because of that, I can promise you Mason Parker will be setting sail to second base as soon as he starts his delivery. So here's Ashton Pride. Pride reached on an error in the inning and scored a run. He scored twice on the night and is officially 2 for 3. Rolls this one into the dugout, foul on the third base side, 0-1. And Parker was off with a pitch. Then there's this school of thought. If you're the opposing coach, when do you call off the collective dogs? When do you stop stealing bases leading by 14 runs? There goes the runner. It's not now, obviously. And again, an awkward dive, slide, something by Mason Parker. He's safe at second base. And there are those that will say, if you don't want us to run and you don't want us to score runs, then get us out. A couple of schools of thought on that one. 1-1 the count on Ashton Pride. Runner at second base, one gone here in the sixth. Mangum has blown it open. They lead 15-1. 1-1 pitch on the way here. Ground ball into left field. That'll be a base hit. And let's see if they send Mason. They do. Ball bobbled out in left field, and Parker will come in standing up. So Ashton Pride with a single. The RBI takes second on the error in left field. Mason Parker will score for the fourth time tonight. Mangum down on top 16-1. And I believe we're going to get a pinch hitter now for Mangum. And indeed we will, as young Mr. Williams will check in. So Williams going to pinch hit for Aiden Warner. $16-1. I think I said 15-1 maybe a moment ago. It is 16-1. Mangum on top. Ashton Pride at second base. Williams takes high for a ball. 1-0 on Williams. Nate Augustine waiting in the on-deck circle. And again, this is a tale of two games. I mean, after the first three innings of play, I never would have thought by the time we got to inning number 6 it would be this kind of contest. That one fouled back to the screen. 1-1 on Williams. So when the inning comes to an end on the top half, unless there is a huge rally by the Blue Jays in the bottom half, it will come to an end. I don't know that we're not fast approaching the 2-hour time limit as well. But it doesn't matter. Geronimo, the home team, so we'll play the bottom half of the inning. There's a called strike, and it's 1-2 on Williams. And man, if you're Mr. Williams, you do not want to make it out right here. Your teammates will not let you hear the end of it. Pride out at second base. The count 1-2 on Williams. Here's the pitch. Bounces out in front of home plate. Good job of knocking it down that time by Chase Brim. And that is something that Chase has had to live up to his name tonight. I mean, he has had to chase baseballs left, right, in the dirt, high. It has been a rough night for him, and I don't care how much bouncing goes on in that bus on the way home to Geronimo tonight. I think Chase probably going to be able to nap pretty easily. 2-2 pitch on the way here. Swing and a miss. Williams gone on strikes for the second out of the inning. So 2 gone now for Nate Augustine. Augustine has got 3 RBI in the night. He is 2 for 4, struck out, fouled out, singled twice, and scored a run. Facing Zayden Hudgkins here in the 6th inning. First pitch upstairs for a ball, 1-0. Zayden started the ball game at second base, and he is not what you would describe as a typical second sacker. He is a big fella. Got some rocks in his pockets. 0-1 pitch here, bounced out in front of home plate. And the count now 2-0. There are some homes in and around this field here in Hobart. And the noise may be keeping some folks up. 2-0 pitch on the way to Augustine. He'll take inside for ball 3-0. Hudgkins is looking at it like, come on, Blue, give me something, will you? Please. I mean, that was in the neighborhood. Ashton Pride out there signaling to Nate Augustine, swing the bat. And I think here you do. 3-0 count, 16-1, you go ahead and hack if it's close. It's not ball 4. So runners at first and second now with 2 gone here in inning number 6. And Mangum will send another pinch hitter to the plate. And I've got to be honest with you, he's not on the scorecard. We do not have on our scorecard a number 29. Yes, we do. Yes, it is. It's young Mr. Dreyer. Okay. All right. I was going to say, I made it a special point to get all the numbers. So the count on Dreyer is 1-0, as he will pinch hit for Mason Hoppengardner. 1-0 pitch off his fist back to the screen, and it's 1-1, and it's cool enough that hurts. He's got on gloves, but that still hurts. That little bees in his bonnet right there. Zzz. Trying to keep the inning alive. Big Mr. Wooten waiting in the on-deck circle, and he is begging to be able to hit. 1-1 pitch on the way here. High for ball, 2-1. Mangum with 9 across in the inning. Blown this thing open. 2 out, 2 on. And the excitement level has seeped out of the balloon. 2-1 pitch here. Ball back to the screen. The runners will advance 90 feet. And the count 3-1 on Dreyer. I think I heard that maybe there's not school tomorrow at Mangum. Did I hear that right? If there is, first hour, you'll have to excuse the baseball boys. 3-1 pitch, outside ball 4. Dreyer is aboard. So now Wooten gets an opportunity. He will bat in the place of Jackson Brooks. Bases loaded. 2 gone here in inning number 6. And this is a little bit of a curious defensive move here, as on the left side of the infield, the Blue Jays are in on the grass. J.J. Wooten stepping in. Bases loaded, 2 gone in the 6th inning. Had a notion, tried to lay off of it, went through. I think that was a strike anyhow. 0-1 on Wooten. 16-1 ball game. Top half of inning number 6. Mangum well on their way to their 6th win in 8 tries. 0-1 pitch. Oh, they got him. And he took it like a man. Jogs down to first base. He said, nothing gonna bother me. I'm not rubbing it. So Wooten gets plunked, give him an RBI. His Pride will come in and score the 17th run of the ball game. Augustine to third. And Dreyer now at second base. And when we get another pinch hitter, we will. Young Mr. Shandy going to check in. Casey Crum trying to tell the home plate umpire everything that they've got going on, all the people that are pinch hitting and who will re-enter when the 6th inning top half comes to an end, and eventually it will. 17-1 ball game. Shandy looks at a strike, and it's 0-1. And again, curiously enough, Geronimo, not just on the left side of the infield, but throughout the infield, they will come in on the grass. 2 outs, kind of an unusual situation. Swing and a miss by Shandy. Count now 0-2. And even more interesting because the bases are loaded. You got the force play all the way around the infield. And you just add about 100 points to the batter's batting average when you come in like this. Ball in the dirt gets away, and I like that. Crum going to hold the runner at third. 1-2. And again, I talked about how hard the folks worked yesterday at Jersey Mike's for that day of giving. And those people, they worked their tails off. Chase Brim has done likewise behind the plate tonight for Geronimo. 1-2 pitch on the way here. A little high for ball 2. 2-2. You know, and Brim's like me. I mean, you know, ball game begins and Jason McCarthy strikes out the first 6 guys. And, I mean, he was sitting on easy street and even into the 3rd inning. But, man, from the 4th inning on, it has been rough. That one's too far outside, and the count full 3-2. So Shandy, full count, bases loaded, infield in. Let's see if they start the merry-go-round here. I would guess they will, as Hutchkins gets ready to come home. Pitch on the way, swing and a miss, and the inning will come to an end. We will go to the bottom half of inning number 6. Mangum in command. It is 17-1, and we are Classic Hits 97.7.
Folks in Mangum know what to do when they need to quench a thirst, curb a hunger attack, or cool down with an ice cream. They just make The Loop at 918 North Lewis Tittle in Mangum. The Loop, supporting the Mangum Tigers and Lady Tigers.
Something you should know about the Kendall Law Office. The Kendall Law Office is family-owned and local. They use up-to-date technology to ensure their productivity provides timely service to clients, and this always includes client access to our firm via email and text. Corey Kendall is experienced, hardworking, and honest. He always puts the client first, and all efforts are focused on the client's best interest. The Kendall Law Office, locations in Altus and Mangum.
Friends, it's important to take care of your eyes, so make an appointment soon with Dr. Michael Geiger in Altus, Seth Geiger in Frederick, and Bryce Geiger in Elgin, and a new addition to our staff, Dr. Maddie Rhodes. The Geigers are professionals and very good at what they do. Geiger Eye Care is proud to support youth and sponsor sporting events. They encourage you to attend all the events you can and be involved with our youth. Geiger Eye Care, Michael and Maddie in Altus, Seth in Frederick, and Bryce in Elgin. Make an appointment soon with Geiger Eye Care, Altus, Frederick, and Elgin.
We are a community of ongoing legacy and tradition. This is Lori Laughlin from Cattlemen's Bank, member FDIC. We are so proud of the continued success of the Mangum Tigers on and off the field. Good luck on another exciting sports season, Tigers. Cattlemen's Bank is behind you all the way.
Greer County Farm Bureau agents Mickey Lively and Rod Calhoun support high school sports. Mickey and Rod offer insurance for property, auto, casualty, life, commercial, and crop insurance. They're ready to serve you at 231 North Oklahoma in Mangum. Call 580-782-3827.
Well, I love my audience. They do a good job of keeping me informed and up to date. Jennifer Reiser says, no, there is no school tomorrow. So the fellows will have an opportunity to sleep in. And Janice Reynolds, you are more than welcome. I'm like you. I'm proud of the Tiger team, proud of the Tiger community. And you are more than welcome. The pleasure is all mine to bring the ball games when you can't be here to you where you are. We like painting the pictures. It is a definite joy on our part. So Ashton Pride now goes to work in the bottom half of the sixth inning, up 17-1. Ethan Christ, who is 0 for 1 of the ball game, looks at a pitch for a strike, and it's 0-1 on Christ. He struck out to begin inning number 3. Swings and a miss here, 0-2. And Ashton, we talked about this an inning ago, but he set the sign down in order in the 3rd, the 4th, and the 5th, and would love to do likewise here in the 6th. And it's not going to happen. And that pitch just got away from him, and it hit Chris in the shoulder. It was an off-speed pitch, so if you're going to get hit by one, Ethan says down 17-1. If I got to get plunked, I want it on a pitch like that. So back to the top of the order we'll go. Royce Werger, and Royce, remember, way back in inning number 1, he walked, stole a base, advanced on a wild pitch, and scored the only run of the ball game. And after the end of the first 2 innings, you kind of thought that might be the only run we see. I mean, that's how good those first 2 innings were. Pitch in the dirt here, 1-0. So Ashton Pride, and back when I taught my Little League teams and coached them, this would be a case where I would tell them 1-0 pitch on the way here. Line shot, and it'll go over the glove of Augustine and into left field, and now it gets away and rolls nearly to the wall. On his horse is Chris. They're going to send him. Wegner headed for 3rd, and he'll go in standing up. Wow. So Geronimo refuses to go quietly into the night as that ball ripped, and Chris, who got hit by the pitch, able to come around and score. Yes, Mangum a little lazy in getting that ball out in left center field. So nobody out. The first run scored for Geronimo since Wagner scored the first run of the ball game. He's now at 3rd. Nobody out here in the 6th inning. 17-2. Ground ball headed towards 2nd, and it goes under the glove of Anderson and into right center field. Here goes the runner into 2nd. The throw in time. Tagged out at 2nd base is Weston Burke. So the first run of the ball, or rather Wegner scores the 2nd run of the inning. Burke, that'll go E4. You can give him the RBI. And then he is retired 9-6. And, you know, I know Geronimo head coach Michael Womack got to be saying, what are you doing? This one's fouled out of play. We're down by 14 runs. Why are you trying to stretch that into 2 bases there? Joseph McCarthy fouls this one out of play, 0-1 on Joseph. He's 0 for 2 officially, reached on an error and grounded out. Swings at a pitch here for strike number 2. But again, My Little League team, you get in a situation like this, you go out there and say, no jicky-jacking around. Go out there and get outs. And Mangum, sloppy here in the 6th. Little fly ball into left field and battling the breeze and making the catch for out number 2 is Jackson Reisner. That's a good job by Reisner. You're taught as an outfielder, when the bat comes off the ball, or the ball comes off the bat, it's late. When the ball comes off the bat, your first step as an outfielder is back. Jackson did that one, and that was a little looper into shallow left. He had to come a long way to make the catch for out number 2. So good job by Jackson. Again, Mangum needs to acquit themselves a little bit here in the 6th with that big lead and honestly looking a little lazy to begin the inning defensively. Recovering nicely here. And a 1-0 count on Dakota Petit. Petit 0 for 2. He is struck out and flied out. Swing and a miss here. In the count 1-1. So 2 gone in the inning. Mangum an out away from advancing by the run rule. They lead by 14 in the bottom of the 6th inning. And I know I sound nitpicky, but I promise you Tommy Pride is right on the same page. So is Casey. Casey Kroom thinking just like I am. That one fouled on the right side. It's off the light pole. And it's 1-2. But again, you want to finish strong. So Mangum out away from ending this one. 1-1 pitch on the way here. Lifted high in the air on the infield. Calling for it is Ashton. He'll circle the wagons and make the catch. And the ball game will come to an end. Well, give credit to Geronimo. They did not go quietly in the night. Scored a couple of runs in the 6th inning. 2 runs on 1 hit. There was an error. And nobody left on board. The final, Mangum 17 and Geronimo 3. And we're back after this on Classic Hits 97.7.
If you started college but haven't finished, you may feel like your story is already written. Remember, you're the author, and where your story goes from here is up to you. Finish your degree with Reach Higher at Western Oklahoma State College. Reach Higher can put you on a program path designed to help you earn your associate degree from Western. Start writing your next chapter today. Visit wosc.edu/reach to find out how. Reach Higher with Western Oklahoma State College. Call 580-477-7742.
Mangum Brick Company has been operating since the early 1900s. They're the largest private employer in Greer County. Mangum Brick is proud to support high school athletics radio broadcasts. And if you know of someone looking for work, always check with Mangum Brick, as they may be hiring.
Mangum wins their 3rd game of the week, 6th game of the year against just 2 losses, 6-2 on the year, 17-3. They turn back Geronimo in a ball game, and again, it's a cliche thing to say, a game that was closer than the final score would indicate. And again, I want to reiterate, 6 strikeouts in the first 2 innings for Kevin McCarthy. Not Kevin McCarthy, he's the Speaker of the House, isn't he? For Joseph McCarthy. And it was a 2-1 ball game at the end of 3 innings of play. We end up 17-3. Crazy, indeed. Mangum, though, wins it. They'll advance to play tomorrow night at 8 o'clock or thereabouts. We'll have the ball game for you here on Classic Hits 97.7. Hopefully, Michael Chad Fox will be back in the broadcast booth for pithy comments throughout the course of the evening. So for Chad Fox, for Shelley Fox, and a veritable cast of thousands, thank you so much for joining us tonight along our platforms, including over the air on radio on Classic Hits 97.7. Good night.